Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 198th episode of the Terminus podcast. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. There is a T at the end of the word host, it turns out. With me, I have two engineers. That's Jacob Durbin and Nicholas Christensen.
Oh.
Nicholas Fred Kepner II Christensen.
Yeah.
The saga begins. And we also have Jared Cole as our fireman.
Yo.
And returning as our brakeman is Kevon Bradford.
Hola, senors.
And because this is going to be a long episode and Milky already has to clock out in 2 hours sharp for things that are more important and cooler than us, the train will terminate at this station.
Oh, man.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Where have we been? We're here down in Southern California looking over the almighty Tehachapi Loop.
Loops.
I don't have the camera pulled up, so I can't really explain what's going on, but,
There are trains.
There do be trains here.
there should be trains, and we'll get to see them loop, brother.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
As for trains that have looped poorly, I actually only have Class 1 mental responsibility stuff from NS. There are two incidents.
Yep.
The first one is a trainee that was killed in Alabama, which was a freak accident. A train struck an object on the tracks, which sent a piece of metal through the locomotive window and killed this trainee. Which is insanity. It's some Final Destination crap.
That sounds like... It reminds me of the scene from Twister, where they're driving and, the beam gets sent through the windshield.
Yeah, probably something like that. There's an old, live leak viral video of a brick coming through the windshield and killing someone in a car.
Oh.
Yeah. That was something that scarred me at a young age. Some viewers probably know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, that's good. Don't look it up.
That's why Mario Kart was never a real thing.
Sure.
And if you do look it up, call Conwell. Which is him that needs some help.
We have also, 2 days later on December 15th, a video of Norfolk Southern on Horseshoe Curve, set to some wonderful Christmas music, and there's a locomotive just on fire chugging up the hill. It's
fantastic.
It is a wonderful, wonderful video, and everyone should watch it. But yeah, happy holidays. Welcome to the Happy Holidays episode of this podcast. And what has everyone been doing over the last couple of weeks in the lead up to our break time, I suppose?
Been trying to get on the CTA holiday train, but every time I try, it just cruises right by me. So I kind of gave up.
You can get on it?
Yeah, you can get on it.
Yeah.
I got on it last year, and it was awesome. There's people up, there's ladies up there dressed up as elves, dancing around. They're playing Christmas music. Everything is lit up, decked out in lights and Christmas decorations, and it's really, just a sweet little thing to go down and hop on. I like to do it when they do go around the loop. It's just fun, and think of it like Chicago's toy train.
I had no idea it was that elaborate. I thought they just dolled up a consist and drove it around.
No, man. It's full on. They do it with a bus too, but I don't want to.
New Jersey Transit's doing something like that too. I saw an article that came in. Where is it? About NJT doing a Christmas train as well. Yeah, New Jersey Santa train.
I don't trust New Jersey.
I mean, you shouldn't, but it's neat. They just have a dude giving out gifts on the train.
If you can, I don't know if you can put this in the cargos or something, but I have it on video. The Christmas train just cruising past at track speed when I was hoping to get on it.
If you should go and throw that up on the community channel, and then I can link it from there.
Okay, yeah.
That was like half the reason that I made that, so that we had a way to link videos properly.
Yay!
Uh,
More content.
yes, content. But yeah, I'll put the thing for New Jersey in the cargoes, and if that gets put up, I'll add it.
You just reminded me of something. This year I missed out on the KCS holiday train. And oh boy, the KCS and CP holiday train, when that happens, I'll post a picture in the chat. Just in case some of y'all have not seen the monstrosity.
I have seen that. You said the KCS holiday train, and I immediately thought of it. It is a little bit horrific.
Rudolph the red-nosed and chin.
And it's kind of funny that I think only CP and KCS do holiday trains.
Yeah.
And they're like merging.
Yeah.
Kind of sus.
Well, CSX has previously done one, and then they canceled it like 3 years in a row, and then I think they uncanceled it this year, but I don't know if they... I don't know what happened.
Yeah, too many people complained, so they're like...
Nice.
No kidding, the plot of every other Christmas movie is bad people canceling Christmas, so, you know, when you do that in real life, Adam Sandler's gonna get pissed. I was traumatized by Elf as a child. Yeah, thank you, Jader, for the obligatory, like...
Yeah.
I have yet to watch Elf.
You have never seen Elf? You're lucky.
No.
Come on, what?
It has one redeeming feature, and that's Zooey Deschanel in the shower.
Oh my.
Whoa there, buddy.
Listen, I was scarred by having to watch it often, but it had that, you know... I had a celebrity crush from a young age. I mean, what can I say? I
think most of us... But anyway, that's not the podcast.
That's not the podcast, no.
This ain't the podcast for that.
No, but I have 2 episodes of The Realist that I have to record because Gloria's been in the hospital, not because they were sick, but because their cousin was having a child. So,
right.
I hope everything went well with that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It was...
That's wonderful.
I understand that it was a wonderful time, and I don't need to hear the details. The miracle of life.
All you need to know is that it went well.
Yeah. Well, we had just gotten home from the Providence Northern open house, which was this past weekend. And we got the call, like, hey, it's go time, we're going to the hospital. I went, all right, jump in the car, like, I'll drive you over there.
Go time!
But earlier that day, we had an old friend of mine, former president of the NEB&W and RPI alum. He's in the Discord as Mew the Enigma, and he bought 12 packs of cards, 12 packs of trading cards from Batch 2. And so he brought all of those to the PN and was like, let's trade. And we went downstairs into the club room, or into the meeting room, and just laid them out on the table. He only had Batch 2 stuff, so Gloria and I had Batch 1 stuff, so it was like, all right, you know, let's make some deals, because he had just duplicates upon duplicates of certain cards.
Yeah.
Like, he had 6 of the Jubilee, and they became like his currency. Like, I'll give you 3 Jubilees for that. But I actually ended up with, finally, I got my hands on a 3025 card because of this, and I will be using this for the Zombie Train Locomotive Versus that is later in this episode. But the open house in general went well. We brought in a lot of people. It was pretty busy. And then we had my first meeting as president of the Providence Northern.
Did you bring pizza?
I did in fact bring pizza.
Good.
Wait, you're the president of the club?
Yeah, they elected me against my will.
It do be that way.
Yeah, it's...
Well, I mean, to the older guys in the club, they're like, he's got to carry on the legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Just nobody feels like doing the, like...
Nobody feels like doing it anymore because they're tired.
Yeah, I guess.
And
but,
we all.
Here, Grandma's right.
What's going
credentials. The credentials are pinned somewhere.
Yes, the credentials are in fact pinned in administration. Sorry.
I am I am wondering, Ellis, when will the NFT collection come out?
When will the NFT collection? Well, first we need to Photoshop me into a bunch of different outfits. Or actually into a bunch of different locomotives. They're all NFTs of me hanging out the cab of various locomotives. And they're all, I'm sure, going to be wildly out of scale. Like, I'm going to be 2 times the size.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is a road trip.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no road trip, just Photoshop. Road trip straight to my computer.
We're storing one into his computer.
Exactly. But the weekend before that, actually, I don't have a picture. Actually, it wasn't the weekend before that. I think I did talk about buying the Baby Trainmaster. But I went to a different show with Gloria, the Hub show, the NMRA Hub Division show in Marlborough, Mass. And I found a Hocking Valley lantern in this guy's collection, which, of course, I immediately texted Jader and was like, I know we made a deal about, like, you putting sound in Gloria's locomotive, but would you do a trade instead of cash?
And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Because those are incredibly hard to find, because the
Yeah.
disappeared in 1930.
Yeah.
So
you were a little bit in disbelief. You're like, does it have it stamped anywhere? I went back and I took another picture and I sent it to you. I'll actually see if I can pull up the pictures, but my phone is almost dead.
Whip.
But yeah, that was a great moment. And I didn't have the cash on hand, so I told the guy to put it aside, and I got his business card. So I'm gonna seek him out at the Big E, which is in about a month, and buy it off of him then.
Someone's about to get a text message.
Yeah. Buy it off of him then, and either I'm going to, oh crap, it's going to, yep, there it is. Hold on, I'll type it in the thing. Hold on, I got it. ...
Oh,
What?
wait, what are those numbers?
That's the login code for the community channel.
That's my logging.
Everyone on the podcast.
I love how the text is just like, never share this code with anyone ever, and I'm just like, let me type it into Discord.
How about I do anyway?
How about I do this?
But yeah, speaking of community channel content, Milky, you want to tell us what you bought today?
Yes. Okay, so today I've entered a new world of scale modeling. Probably the highest scale modeling can go.
Not exactly a scale, but yes.
1-to-1. So, not a while, it was more like a week ago, my buddy Kyle, he sent me a message over Discord and was like, hey,
You want to buy drugs?
there's a speeder for sale near us, about an hour south. Would you be interested in it? And I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. I'll see how I feel about it, and think about where I'm gonna put the damn thing.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And then it happened. So Kyle and I were gonna go half and half, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do it.
How much was it?
2,200.
That is how much I paid for my wagon. Just to give a point of comparison.
Yeah.
Which wagon?
My Volvo 240 wagon. I only own one wagon. I'm not like you with phones. I only got the one.
Yeah.
Wow,
Q2s.
rude.
The funniest part.
Yeah, it's
So anyway, the Fairmont is a S2 model, and it was built during World War II. You can tell because of the way that it is. No, it's just saying that the actual reason you can tell is because it's made out of steel and not aluminum.
interesting, because I assume aluminum was like, we need all of
Yep.
that for the war effort.
Yep.
Hmm.
So that puts the time period of when it was built. And it's a really complete car. No, Wes. It was in a climate-controlled building until 6 months ago when the previous owner bought it. And the previous owner wasn't really into speeders until then. He just wanted something to do as a casual hobby, and now he owns 3 of them.
Oh no.
So I think it became a little bit more than a,
Guys, it uploaded it as a short.
Cool.
It's a YouTube short.
yay, we can get more weeks
Yeah,
by doing that.
Watch it blow up.
that'd be fantastic.
I know.
So I think
I'm not-
it should be out there on the channel.
Yeah.
How do I find it?
Unironically, YouTube shorts do better. because
They
the
do
shorts
very,
are
very
fun.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just cycle through so many people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You,
Hold on,
you
let me
get more
go.
people by doing it.
Let me go to the channel. Let me go
It's
to...
called Holiday Train Fail.
Because you were trying to get on it?
Yes. And
Alright,
it just cruises. It cruises by at track speed. Santa just goes ho 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 as he cruises through the
Damn.
station. Shit was fucking
That's
hilarious.
awesome.
I don't see it yet. I don't think it's made it out onto live, but it should give you a link.
I uploaded
Yeah.
it from my phone, so I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on the Iron Horseman channel here. Oh wait, which...
Oh, click on Shorts there.
Alright.
There it is. It's out there on Shorts. Holiday Train Fail. You have to go to the Shorts tab.
I was just looking at it. Hold on, maybe I'm stupid.
I do have the
Wrong
link
channel,
now.
TBA. You put it on the Iron Horseman Chronicles channel.
God damn.
Not the
God.
community.
You're relevant against people.
Face.
the best outcome.
Hold on, I'm gonna go and delete it.
Congrats.
Go put it on the... I was wondering why it pinged me and not...
Sorry.
Dean, because it usually sends Dean the thing when it's the community channel.
Okay.
I'm sitting there staring at the page going, oh no, I think I know what happened.
Oh no.
Alright, well,
By
try
the way,
that again.
all the speeder needs is just a Nissan or a buzz box. I'm probably gonna modify it to have electric and Nissan just for simplicity. And
have
because it
failed.
doesn't have anything, might as well do that.
Holy
So I
hell,
plan on
it's-
taking the speeder out to the museum and
I need
possibly
to
out on a
log off
couple
of
of
this.
different railroads.
Well, I hope that it serves you well. That is extremely cool. I can't wait to make it out there and have some fun.
Yeah.
Of course, you could always bring it over here. Cross-country road trip with the speeder.
Yeah.
Listen, if they can drive the Mississippi from from wherever the hell it was to the Chicago World's Fair, we could drive
Yeah.
the speeder across the country.
They'll restore it and run it on the main line.
Exactly.
But yeah, I plan
Put
on
it on the
making
Chronicles channel.
I planned on making content for the actual channel that actually go on with it. So
Yeah, please do.
yeah. Railroads offline.
I just, TBA, have exactly one thing to say. God damn it, TBA.
So many people are gonna get like the notification that the Iron Horseman Chronicles is up a new video.
Back from the dead.
Ghost pigging an entire fandom.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, speaking of the
Yeah.
Iron Horseman Chronicles,
Oh, no.
tangentially, I've been on a hell of a nostalgic kick. For the
Yeah.
past couple weeks. I don't know what started it. Literally no clue.
Probably
I'm trying-
remembering the before times and how good they were.
Honestly, probably.
I wish you
I'm
knew what
trying-
the good
but-
times were before you left them.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the pictures and I don't know where they are. I don't know where trains send screenshots anymore.
It's to the friggin' ether. Well, anyway, here's the picture of the Hocking Valley Lantern. It's a red globe. This guy had some
That's
rare ones.
awesome.
He had some green globe lanterns, which
Ooh.
he was like, "Do you know what that is?" And I go, "I trained with following section." He goes, "On a marker light, yeah, but no, a green globe is used for the emergency crew when there's a wreck." These are extremely rare. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh wow!
I had no idea.
Huh.
I didn't know either. The more you
Cool.
know.
But yeah, I looked at this lantern. I had him put it aside for me. We exchanged business cards because I have those now. And
Nice.
I also bought 5 boxcars because they were $5 a piece. Well, they were actually 5 for $20. So they were $4 a piece, but it was only buy 4.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, it was a pretty good deal. I mean, I've got to put wheels on them, and I probably have to put weight in them and whatever. But
Yeah.
still, not a bad shake. Because I got Gloria picked out the New Haven one on the bottom and the Old Dutch Cleanser one, and then I picked out the State of Maine because I was like potatoes. And
Potato.
the PRR car and the New Haven one because I saw that and went, hey, that's the car from friggin' thing.
The short story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also have one.
And then we grabbed this Woodland Scenics kit with raccoons in it so that Jader can stick raccoon heads on the locomotive, on the engineer and fireman on Gloria's locomotive because Gloria has a raccoon obsession. Which
Yeah.
you'll be doing this through your new venture.
Yeah. So this was probably about a month ago at this point. Like I'll post pictures and stuff of my work in the Discord and stuff. And a few people, mainly Seaboard. He's like, you should start like charging commissions and shit. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, dude.
I should. Yeah. I don't know if I'll actually make any money, but yeah, yeah. I mean, there's only so much that I want to do, like with my own stuff, and I'm kind of getting burnt out with my own stuff because, God forbid, anybody makes an actual C&O steam locomotive model.
Yeah.
That isn't brass.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a pain to work on. The K2's tangent, but the K2's basically dead right now. Somehow the decoder shorted out, and I think one of the wheels is out of quarter. I'm not sure. I put it back together enough to put it back in the box, and I haven't touched it since. Because I'm just like, I messed with it Friday, and I'm like, I'm done with this. I was having I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm gonna send the decoder out, get it fixed, and then hopefully get it going again.
Yeah, good luck with that. It's tough.
Yeah, thanks. But anyway, yeah. So made a little website for my commission stuff. It has, like what I'll do. It's mainly custom painting, DCC sound installs, custom painting on plastic models for now. Brass is, I'll do it.
Brass is brass.
But yeah, brass is brass. I'll do brass, but right now I'm still kind of I'm still learning it a little bit because I haven't found the best way to do it without having to do a million touch-ups. Unless you handle it like it's made of glass.
Brass is glass.
I'm trying to remember what Kyle used on my Skookum, but it turned out fine.
Yeah. I mean, the paint itself comes out fine. It's just maybe it's the prep work that I do. I don't know. But
I don't know what prep work we did. I think we just put Rust-Oleum on it, and it came out all right.
I haven't tried Rust-Oleum. I just use True Color.
This is not a bias to do with your very expensive brass model.
Yeah. I mean, apparently Scale Coat is like the best paint for it. But it's really hard to get Scale Coat right now. I ordered some because I think you can, unless it's like a physical store, you can only get it online from one place, the company that makes it.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a one or two person operation.
Oh no.
And I ordered paint in July. Haven't gotten it yet.
Damn.
Haven't even gotten a shipping notification or anything like that. So I don't know.
Yikes.
But anyway, yeah. But so far it's going well. I've had several people reach out to me for custom work. And then for anybody watching this in late December 2022, I'm not taking any more commissions right now.
Damn it.
I mean, you can reach out and I'll help you with stuff. Yeah. But I'm not taking any more stuff right now. Right now I have, I think, 4, potentially 6 people lined up. Actually, no, it's 5, potentially 6, because that's including Gloria's engine. But then, Jillies wants me to paint stuff. Ian wants me to paint stuff. So it's a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really spray paint anything till the weather warms up.
Yeah, true.
And it's Ohio, so it's probably not going to do that till like March.
It's Ohio.
Down in Ohio.
Yeah. Well, I think it is super cool that you're doing this. You're taking like that step, because I mean you've got talent and you have like the understanding of how to make this stuff happen, and you're putting it to work. You're putting yourself to work. I know you're bored with your own stuff, so you're instead just like adding stress and giving yourself deadlines and being beholden to other people. That's exactly the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Instead of building a layout, this is what I'll do.
I've got it.
Oh, you got it up there?
There it is.
Yeah. We can now game the algorithm.
Holiday train, fail.
Fantastic.
Wait, what? Fail? It only
Because you attempted putting this up more than once.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on. I got it. I'll put it in the cargoes.
I'm just an epic fail.
Nah, it's okay.
No, it was good. It was good podcast content.
Yeah, it
though.
was. Just pretend like you did it that way. In the words of Bill Murray, pretend like you wrote it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
Why is this not available? Why is the Admiral Ellis handle not available? It was just on the other channel, and I'm just trying to move it to this one. Son of a gun. Anyway.
It just cruises right by.
I wonder how long it takes for YouTube to relinquish a handle. Anyway.
Well, I'm gonna sign out of that account.
Alright. Does anyone have anything else they want to cover in this section before we do the thing?
I'm going to have the nostalgia trip.
Oh, do you got the pictures?
I'm trying to find them. I don't know where they are.
Well,
Trains, why do you have to make shit complicated?
You've been working on sort of recreating or revamping, right, the branch line from the Iron Horseman route.
Yeah, because I've been on the nostalgia trip for the past couple of weeks, watching a lot of the old episodes.
I did that too recently.
Hey, trying to remember the before times.
We were, TBA, you and I need to sit down and do that Q&A.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't currently have a coal model that works in trains, which is my current hang-up, but...
do you not have the
what
new
happened
updated model?
I don't know. I have like 3 or 4 different models and every single one does not work.
Do we have a working
Did were there actually questions that came through?
Yeah, there were a bunch of questions.
Whoa, dude. Cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be like partially scripted and partially just ad-lib. Well, I have to figure that out, and then you're going to have the part. You're going to be throwing me the questions, and I'll be answering them, basically.
Okay.
So anyway, that means it's time for. Wait. Did you find the things?
No.
Damn.
I have no idea where they are.
Damn.
I don't know what Trains does with screenshots anymore.
To the shadow realm, Jimbo.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
All right then. It's time for. That was incredible noise suppression on the part of your microphone.
Yeah, that
spared
was.
every single one of us from the thing we were supposed to hear.
The microphone did its job there.
Yeah.
Good job.
Anyway, it's Locomotive versus... It's actually Zombie Train Locomotive Royale. So, I need to reorganize my entire desktop for this. Please
Now
post...
I need to hear what that... It wasn't loud?
No, it was like...
No.
It was 100 yards away.
That was advertising for noise suppression right there.
I was like right here.
Yeah, no, it is good advertising. All right, hold on. Everyone, please post a usable photograph of your locomotive. I know a lot of you already did that,
Photograph.
Done.
but I need to grab mine. Why is this photograph crunchy? I need to find a different picture. Hang on.
I know, Alice. I was finding that one too.
Let me find one that isn't crunchy. Oh, this will work.
This is the one on Wikipedia. Why is it all messed up? What happened? Okay, now it looks good.
That'll work.
Oh right, I need to maximize this. Oh, and I'm not gonna...
Who gets to go first?
It's gonna screw this up, probably. If this breaks the video, that's gonna be unfortunate. Oh no,
Hey, Milky,
it didn't.
Is that your Christmas display?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a hell of a Christmas display. I wish we could have talked about that. Alright, you're doing Granite Rock 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else have we got? Sue 103.
No.
No? Oh, you're doing
No.
you're doing 3415?
Yes, 3415.
Oh, okay. You're doing 205, Milky?
Yeah.
Alright. And Jada, are you doing 89?
Yes.
Swag.
That is swag.
Are you gonna do it in the 89's best look photo version?
No, I'll do the modern one.
Oh, okay.
But then as soon as I get it, I'll fucking backdate it.
Alright, hang on.
Fight
I
me.
need to organize these in the proper order. Which is 3025, then 89, which is here, then 205, which is here. Then, wow, they could not have been in a worse order. Alright. So, this is Locomotive Royale. Some people know what this is. Everyone here has played it at least once, but it's probably been a long time.
It has definitely been a long time.
Some people have not seen this version of the tool yet.
That's literally what I was about to say, is like, I actually haven't even watched this version.
So, it looks messy, but it does a lot more for you than the last version of the thing.
Yeah.
So there's an advantage there. There are some slight rule changes with the way style points work, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. I have my timers here. Yeah, so like I already went through why is this one crunchy? Whatever. And the kicker with Zombie Train Locomotive Versus is in homage to the Zombie Train, or the End of Days, which is a 21-page long thing that I wrote 10 years ago, about, the world is ending, so I steal a steam train, as every foamer is wont to do.
Run down the main line.
Yeah, and run out of the main line, and then, do things, and I had a long-running series for new members of the channel who don't know what the Zombie Train is. Yeah, that's basically it. I just did an apocalypse story where I steal a locomotive. At that time, it was 3254, which is the locomotive I was enamored with. But as we do this every year, close to the 21st of December, which is when I released it, we pick locomotives that are currently running, as in, if the zombie apocalypse happened today, what locomotive would you grab? And so, these are our selections. We've got a Mikado, a Mogul, a Small Prairie, a Pacific, and Granite Rock 10. Which, this was very close to being an entirely 060 episode, which would have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, sure, awesome.
But we've done that before, right?
Yeah, we did. It was the worst Royale we ever made. Ask East.
Yeah.
Why?
It was like
It just
missing stats all over the place. Somebody had to leave in the middle of it. It has never been released to this day.
Well, we remedied part of that.
Yes.
it's like, we cannot release this.
Yeah, also, like the video file got corrupted or something like that. I don't know. If East was here, he could explain it. But it was a disaster.
A series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Maybe next year we'll actually do it.
Oh, God. Next year, I mean, I don't know if some of these... How long does Granite Rock 10 have on boiler time? I feel like it's been running forever. Whatever.
You don't know.
I know, I got plenty of time.
Actually, to be honest, I don't know if it even is... I don't know if it is running.
I mean, I
still.
don't think it's disassembled, so
To my understanding, it is.
So,
yeah.
right. Like last I checked, it was because it had just come back from an inspection. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3025 does not actually have a ton of time left, which is why they're trying to get another logging Mikado to supplement 40.
Hey,
and,
I've seen this one before.
Yeah. Anyway, I have my trading card right in front of me, and I'm going to make the first stat call. For those who don't know how Local Royale works, there are 4 rounds of stat calls. Everyone gets a chance to call a stat, and then we do style points after that. Again, everyone here has played it at least once. The rules are down in the, underneath the list of stats.
I need to feed Dorian or he's going to eat my face off. I'm sorry.
Alright, do that real quick. But yeah, the rules are here.
I also have my trading card in front of me.
Awesome. Oh, for 89, yeah. That's true, we have two locomotives with trading cards.
Can that be a style point?
No, but it would be kind of funny.
Damn it.
Actually, maybe. I mean, we have being a horseman character as a style point, so
Yeah, why not?
being a trading
Being a
card, but
horseman media thing.
it's equivalent. You can't double dip.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Okay.
we could just file this under propaganda.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, well,
What the
I need to make
fuck's
sure
going
because
on?
I haven't hosted Locomotive Royale in a long time. Oh. Yeah, make sure everyone has your stat sheets open or your card in front of you.
Yes, sir.
I did spend both of the events, both of the model train shows that I went to, trying to write out the rules for the fourth and final game mode, which is Loco Dome. And I got some really good ideas from you about, knocking other locomotives out. Basically, it's going to be much closer to, a Pokemon battle than any previous game mode.
Oh.
Anyway.
WP 165 used great area.
Yeah, exactly. When TBA gets back from feeding the cat. Oh, I should probably sit and think about what I'm gonna call.
Yeah.
So
You got some time.
I do have some time. There are probably some things I'm not going to call,
Yeah, there's a ton of things that you probably shouldn't call.
but I need to look at my competitors here and realize the
same
only
time, you're
person I feel threatened by is Kevon.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, bulky.
Hmm
As
I'm
was
bulky
Stamping.
and a bolt of rusted nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Rusted.
sure that I'd take you cross country in the apocalypse.
Considering this
Well-
thing just went down and got in by technicality, yeah, I'm not sure I
I'm
would
gonna be
either.
real with you, Chief.
Yeah, that's pretty sus.
It has not been dismantled yet, therefore I'll let it in.
Yeah.
There's a few things I should definitely do though, because I'm realizing I am a Chinese locomotive built by Tangshan in almost the modern era. So
I'm not even lying to you, we almost have the same whistle.
wait, really?
Yeah, George Zabacott, the owner of 205 at the time, before he sold it, put a Chinese whistle on 205. Because he wanted something unique that had no emotional attachment to the West Coast.
Interesting.
So,
Alright, I'm here.
it is interesting, and it sounds very good. But now
Actually-
it has a great noise.
I really like 3025's whistle.
Yeah.
It took me a while to settle, but I think it's my favorite locomotive at the Valley. All right, so that means my stat call is going to be, without question, year built.
Oh, boy.
Hey,
So, by the way, everyone does have a veto, so I will do the going once, going twice.
Question beforehand.
Go ahead.
What about rebuilds?
What about it's whatever it says on the stat sheet?
Okay.
Built.
Just making
Actually, unless for year build in particular, it's pretty much always whatever it says on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
So please enter your year in the appropriate location underneath where I punched in year. So mine
Yeah, if we
is-
were going off of rebuild, then I'd be a new build.
1989. Jader, you are?
Oh,
1913.
13. Milky?
1924.
TBA?
1914, 40. Wait, I
1940.
just read this. I
19.
just read this.
Wrong war.
1948.
42.
42, okay.
I was like, I just read this.
Hit enter so it
Outstanding
shows
move.
up.
Yeah, enter.
I don't want to mess it up. Okay.
Alright, there we
Okay,
go.
there.
Ignore the fact that there's a comma in it because it's like
It's one
formatting.
yeah.
And
I did it.
Kevon?
1936.
And 36. Alright, so no surprises that I get 5 points off of that.
Yeah.
But 4 points to TBA, 3 points to Kevon, 2 points to
Nice.
Milky, and 1 point to Jader. Jader, I did not realize you were the oldest of the bunch.
Jader's
Fuck.
always old.
Foxy Grandpa out there.
Alright.
Also, I will say that I am biased. I also like the stat sheet. This is really nice.
Yeah.
Jader just left.
Jader went ba-bam.
We know.
Jader, are you here?
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, he's.
It's your stat call.
Okay. Let's do minimum weight of rail.
Minimum weight of rail. Going once. Going twice. Alright, no vetoes. Minimum weight of rail.
Yeah,
Starting
baby.
with myself, I have 64 pounds per yard.
What?
Jader?
Shit. 67.
Yes!
How?
So close to being nice. So close.
Milky?
54.
54. Ooh, that's light.
Yeah.
TBA.
Ooh, I've got 56. How is he lighter than me?
He has extra axles.
Baldwin.
That's not. Oh, Kevon.
Oh, damn.
114.
Ouch. Alright.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Question: how many
Oh.
vetoes do we have again?
Everybody gets one.
What?
Alright, let me
Okay.
put in minimum weight of rail on the thing. There we go. I was like, why did it show up
Yay.
as ones?
2.
5 points for Milky, 4 points for TBA, 3 points for myself, 2 points for Jader, and 1 point for Kevon. Milky, what is your stat call?
Okay. Well then.
What could it be?
What could it?
You should definitely do driver diameter. That's
Driver
something- that's-
wheelbase.
Oh boy. Driver wheelbase. Going once. Going twice. Driver wheelbase. Mine is, let's see. Driver wheelbase
Wrong column.
is
Oh, wrong column.
14.5 feet. Wait a minute. Jader?
Mine's 14 feet.
That's
What?
alarmingly close. Milky?
How?
10.25.
10.25, okay. TBA?
10.
10 even?
Yeah, 10.
Put
God
it in
damn
the
it. I
thing.
knew that was going to be close, but I thought I had it.
You're saying
But
this was close.
And Kevon?
13.7.
Oh! Wait, how are you?
I don't. That's stat.
What?
13.67.
How are you smaller than Jader? All right, 10 points to Granite Rock 10, or 5 points to Granite Rock 10. Sorry, off of 10 feet.
10 points to
Uh,
Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Yes.
4 points to Milky, 3 points to Kevon, 2 points to Jader, and 1 point to myself. That's my first one. Doesn't feel good. TBA, what is your
welcome to
stat
the
call?
club, buddy.
Engine weight.
Engine weight. Going once.
Yeah, baby.
Going
Veto.
Oh,
Veto.
Kevon vetoes that. All
Yeah,
right. Punches with veto for Kevon.
You know, I had to use a veto.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, TBA, try something else.
Alright, I'll try something else. How about engine wheelbase?
Engine wheelbase. Going once. Going twice. Alright, engine wheelbase. Let me put them in the drop down.
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on. Before this goes, has there been a time where everybody goes veto, veto, veto,
There
veto?
have
Yes.
been, not where everyone has, but there have been conflicting vetoes in the past.
Yeah.
Anyway, mine is 31.08.
Benjamin Weiss. 22.58.
22.58. Milky?
Mine is also 10.
Yeah, I'm double checking. 26.92.
All right. TBA?
10.
Also 10, because you're a tank
Wow.
engine with no
Yeah.
leading or trailing wheels.
I'm 060.
Kevon?
35.25.
Oh, thank
Oof.
God. Thank God. I was like, I'm getting a 1 or a 2 here. All right, that's 5
Gee,
points
boys.
to
Hey, buddy.
TBA again.
In terms of points, I sure have a lot.
4
Yeah,
points.
Go.
4 points to Jader. 3 points to Milky.
For
2 points
now,
for
at
myself,
least.
and 1 point for Kevon. Kevon, what is your stat call?
And bye-bye points.
Same as above, but substitute firebox area for grid area.
Veto.
Oh,
Okay.
I knew it was gonna go that way.
Yeah.
So, firebox. All right. There's a veto. There's one more veto off the board. All right, Kevon.
Okay. Power MT.
Power MT.
Okay.
Going once. Going twice. All right. Power MT. Oh, I'm gonna suffer. I don't have a great one.
I don't know if mine's good.
Power MT 639.29 for me.
Okay, that's not good.
Oh no.
335.96.
335. Ouch. Milky.
720.98.
All right. TBA.
Ooh.
That's 274. Sorry.
274.35.
And Kevon.
Little.
I'm actually scared for Milky. 776.73.
I mean,
wow.
this is like the one that usually
Kinda
flips the
close.
script.
Yeah.
So
I'm not last.
Kevon coming out on
expecting to be
top
this
here is
good.
not a
Yeah.
surprise.
But me coming out in second, this is
That is a
Yeah, that's a
surprise.
surprise.
Kevon gets 5 points. Milky gets 4. I get 3. And then there's a
is
large
not-
gap, and then Jader gets 2, and TBA gets 1. All right. So
I didn't realize mine was so bad.
at the end of round 1, oops.
I definitely am not
Oh,
the
wow.
strongest engine out there.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
are in the
look.
lead.
This is fancy.
So TBA is in the lead with 19 points. Right on his heels is Milky with 18 points. And then there's a little bit of a gap. I'm in third with 14. Kevon's in fourth with 13. And then Jader is in last with 11. But yeah, Jader's getting pushed out of the competition here.
For the record, I'm not good at this game. It's still fun though.
Yeah.
It's about the journey.
It's about the I think you just got a poor hand this time. I mean, you definitely have things you can excel in. You did get a 4.
Yeah.
You're closer to you're sort of on the smaller end of the spectrum here, but I think it's going to be between you and Milky for third and fourth in a lot of the power stats. That's going to be really interesting when we get there.
Yeah.
Our stats, I'm losing this game.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I do have a question though.
What's up?
So if we don't have a stat, is that a veto? Or
If
do we
you
just
don't
not-
have a stat, you just go you just don't put in anything and you get a pity point.
Yay, okay.
So it's no longer 0?
Yeah, it's
Pity point?
it's actually not. You actually have to put in nothing, not a 0, just blank. Because some things are better if you have lower number. So putting in 0 would then just like give you a 5, which don't.
Oh, no. I thought it was 0. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Never.
Yeah. So you just leave it blank on the sheet if you don't have it. Don't write don't have it or don't write words because that will break the sheet. My creation is beautiful but fragile. Anyway, I need to turn the timer over. What is my stat call? Oh, right, duh. Number built. Going
Veto.
once. Okay.
Veto.
Man,
I
Yeah,
heard
that's
it.
fair.
No, Milky's always like 1 of 1. 1 of 1. Not this.
Man, number built, I would have ruled that one.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot you're a USATC engine. Oh man,
Yeah.
I might have been in danger.
No,
Milky
thank
kind
you.
of saved your skin.
Nah, I
Those
would have got a
that
4. I
wanna
would have been happy with
know.
it. All right, let's do this then. Factor of
Yeah.
adhesion. Going once.
Okay, I'm fine with this.
Going twice. All right, factor of adhesion. Notice it's going to turn blue, which means go to the thing on the right side where it says factor of adhesion. Mine is 3.96, which is
Hold
very
on,
good.
Wait, what?
It's
Where
it's
does
on
it
the
say
right.
factor
It's
of
underneath the scorecard bit. It's
okay,
in
here.
like column W.
Wait, factor of adhesion.
All right, so mine is a 3.96. Jader, yours?
4.59.
Ouch. Milky?
Oof.
Oh, it's down here. What the? Okay.
It's in the blue section.
The blue.
It's
Yeah.
a good soup.
What is yours, Milky?
4.18.
4.18. That's not that bad.
Not bad.
TBA?
Oof.
6.4.
Ouch.
I'm not last.
Kevon?
I'm not last.
4.95.
Kevon, you're in the wrong
What?
spot.
Wait.
It's over in
Oh.
column W.
Oh, sorry. I had the search thing up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll
I
do it.
see the column WXYZ. I see it now.
Yep.
Wait, column
kinda
W is covered up?
Appreciate that.
Just go down. It's in the light blue section. That's the same color as what the entry point
Oh,
turned.
oh, I see now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit! Breaking
Oh, no.
news.
What?
Someone just put a Class B Shay into Derail Valley.
What?
Yes!
Oh.
That's awesome. Okay, so let me drop the score here. That is 5 points for myself. Oh, that was a good call, me.
There's the link to the mod in the thing.
4 points
If
for
you
Milky.
could-
I'll have to look at it later.
Yeah, make sure to put that in the cargoes.
Will do. 3 points for Jader. 2 points
We gotta load this train, baby.
for, I mean, you won't stall out anymore, at least.
Hell no.
2 points for TBA and 1 point for Kevon, which should automatically populate over here. Yes, it does. And now it's time for Jader's stat call.
Let's go, Jader. We're not last.
All
We
right.
got this.
Uh,
Remember what I said before? We're tiny but mighty.
exactly. Tiny but mighty.
There's 3 of
probably
you.
lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm scared of Milky.
No.
Whistles in Chinese.
It's like that meme with the like woman holding the dog or whatever, and you
Yeah.
see the cat in the background, like sad.
Yeah.
Let's do. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do fuel capacity.
Fuel capacity.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So
Fuel
the
capacity.
rules on this have changed since last time,
Okay.
although I don't suppose it. Yeah, the rules on this have changed
This
since
is
last
so
time,
confusing.
which is that if you are a different kind of fuel, it counts as not having the stat.
Oh,
Okay, I'm
So-
gonna go chop my testicles off. I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Excuse
so-
me, what now?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go slam my dick in the mailbox.
So
real quick.
this would be coal fuel capacity. I suppose it could be called again as
Oh,
oil.
Come on.
Tender fuel capacity. Also, going once, going twice.
Veto.
You already used your veto.
Fuck, I thought I had like 2 or 3. I thought this was like sports stuff.
Yeah.
You guys blew your vetoes. I'm choking it out. All right, tender fuel capacity. Let's see. From myself, I have
Hilarious.
10 tons. Please don't put text in the box. It breaks things. Jader, what do you have?
I have 11 tons.
Oh, you son of a gun. On that thing?
Yeah, but
Uh,
apparently.
Milky, you have oil, I assume.
1,800 gallons of freedom.
Okay. TBA, I know you have oil. Kevon?
Yeah.
Oral.
Oh.
Got oral over here.
All right. Well, That's some nice points for Jader, but also me.
What if we all veto?
Everyone who had oil had already used their vetoes. I couldn't have worked out better. Holy crap. Yeah, that's 5 points for Jader, 4 points for me, and 1 point for everyone else.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not even worth putting this stat up because you know what it says? For tender fuel capacity, 1.30/1.
Wait, that's
coal.
That's coal.
Oil and coal.
No, that's
Yeah.
no.
retard.
That's coal. That's
Yeah.
giving it to you in regular in imperial tons and metric tons. You have a number here. You have what? 1.03. You said
1.30.
1.30. There you go. You get 3 points instead of 1.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah. 5-4 and then 3 for TBA, which I gave
For
to
the
the wrong person.
USATC 060? It's
If
not
it,
an 060T though.
if it says it on the stat sheet, just take
Live by the
take
stat
it. Yeah,
sheet, die
live
by
by
it.
the stat sheet.
Live by the stat sheet.
All right. This is why we usually have a technical advisor. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, Milky, your turn.
Okay, what am I gonna call? Okay, I
You
know.
can't be with 3 oils in
Okay, what is everyone?
You gotta pull it up real quick.
I did. What is everyone's? What do you call it, Milky?
I just saw the meme.
That is the top quality fresh baked meme right there.
Oh goodness. Okay. Engine weight. How
Engine
many?
weight.
How do your engines weigh?
Going
Wait, didn't
once.
we? Wait, if you call it once, can you call it again? Like it's been vetoed before.
No.
Engine weight was vetoed.
Yes,
oh,
it was
yeah.
vetoed.
So it cannot be called.
Okay, okay, fine.
Are you sure
Wait
about
on
that?
drivers, you nubs.
Wait on drivers. Oh, you know what? I know how I could fix this. I just had an idea for an addition to the stat sheet. Wait on drivers.
That's
Going
really
once.
gonna fuck me up, Milky.
Going twice. All right, wait on drivers. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. I went past it.
Man.
Wait on drivers. My wait on drivers is 151,000. Oops, and I'm typing it on the number pad that is not clicked onto the right thing. 151,875. And I heard giggling, and I don't like it. Jader?
Mine's 120,600 pounds.
You
Don't
break the
copy
sheet.
paste into the sheet.
Yeah.
Oops.
You can copy and paste into the lane above it, and it doesn't break it.
That's
Or
true. You can do that.
paste as plain text. So also.
Yeah, right click paste as plain text also works, yeah. Or paste without formatting. Anyway, Milky,
98,000.
98,000. TBA,
Working on it.
Okay.
It's 100,650.
okay. 100,650, you're right. Get that in when you can. And Kevon,
205,100.
Oof. Oh hey, it's me.
wow.
205.
All right. No surprise on the winner there. I
Yep.
mean, that was a good call on Milky's part. Using the prairie to his advantage.
Yeah.
5 points for Milky, 4 points for TBA, 3 points for Jader, 2 points for myself, and 1 point for Kevon. TBA,
Milky,
your stat call.
thanks for that one, Milky.
Yep.
Let's see here. What am I gonna call? Axle loading.
Axle loading.
Ooh.
Going once.
Wait, forget it.
No.
I cannot ask that question.
Whip.
Overall wheelbase.
Okay.
All right. Going
Okay.
once. Going twice. Overall wheelbase. Oh, that's such... You son of a gun. I should have vetoed that.
Fantastic.
Late.
Overall
I'm
wheelbase.
sneaky with it.
Mine
sneaky.
is
TBM for this. We're supporting each other.
61.83 feet.
Oof.
Yeah. Jader?
Mine's 49.71.
I saw that. Milky?
50.92.
TBA?
And baby.
10. And come on.
83.88.
83.88. Showing the results. 5 points for TBA, no surprises. 4
I'm
points
taking L's.
for Jader. Nice break for Jader. 3 points
Yep.
for Milky. 2 points for myself. 1 point for Kavan. And the relatively large engine that is not very large, actually. Kavan, what is your stat call?
Here comes the haymaker, boys. Hang on.
The combined heating surface.
Oh,
Ooh.
you know what? I'm okay with this because I'm going to get like a
Can't do
4.
that either.
Going
Okay.
once. Going twice. All right, combined heating surface. Let me
I'm fine
scroll
with
down and
this
find
because I might be on bigger than you thought
Oh God.
with this
Well-
engine.
Combined heating surface. Oh, right, because it's in a different order on the card than it is on the webpage because I had to
Yeah.
squeeze stuff in. 2312. 2,312 square feet. That's
This
for
is probably gonna be
this,
huge.
this lad. Jader?
Mine's 1,146 square feet.
All right. A Milky?
1531.
Okay, yeah, how? TBA?
Baldwin.
Knocking me out with this one on the chin, and mine's only 876.
Oh, come on, you just came off of, like, a string of high numbers, sort of.
It's
come
the
on.
one and done counter punch.
42, 47.
Holy
Wow.
Or
Moses.
46.
I knew
Wow.
I was getting a 4. I didn't realize it would be that much of a 4.
Yvonne is so big.
Yeah.
But also
Bonk.
Milky, what the hell? 5 points for Kavan,
Yeah.
4 points for myself, 3 for Milky, 2 for Jader, and 1 for TBA. And let's see the stats at the end of round 2. We're looking at a tie for first between
Let's go.
Granite Rock 10 and Santa Maria Valley number 205.
Yeah.
TBA is right to be afraid.
Right.
Then 31 points for third place.
No.
That's me in 30-25. 28 points for Jader in fourth place. And finally in last, 22 points with scoring a
Woo!
pitiful
Russ
9
Bucket.
points this round. Off of all the weight stats. But hey, at least you got a 5 on your own.
Yeah.
That didn't
something.
help. I got all ones. It's like going to
Triple
college and like,
9
oh, you
points.
get an A in English and ones in F's in like computer engineering.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
an A in everything that isn't your major.
Yep. These get degrees.
Yeah. All right, what's my stat call? I need to turn this timer over.
Milky and I have allied.
Let me think. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can afford to give Kavan some 5s. Not factor of adhesion again. Tractive effort.
Oh boy.
Going once. Going twice. All right, tractive effort.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here it
Bye
comes.
bye.
All
Bye bye.
right, 38,356. Jader,
26,299.
that's still respectable. Milky,
23,462.
yeah, what did I tell you about? You guys are gonna ping back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
TBA,
21,701.
still remarkably close to the other two. And Kavan,
Things that are also remarkably close. 41, 424.
I gave you a
Okay.
5, but you know what? That's okay. Show the stats or show the
I'm
results.
getting
That's
pity 5s.
5 points for Kavan, 4 points for myself. As long as I'm gaining on Milky and TBA, 3 points for Jader, 2 points for Milky, and 1 point for TBA, which is exactly what I needed to happen.
Oh, man.
I don't ever
I
get to
just
play
lost
this
the
game,
lead.
so Jader,
I also just lost the lead.
yeah,
Hmm.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, sure. Let's do boiler pressure.
Boiler pressure. That's a good one.
Game.
Going
Yeah, that
once.
is a good one.
Going twice. Maybe I should have vetoed this also.
Good, I'm happy with this.
All right. My boiler pressure is. This is why I should have vetoed it. 198.7 because metric.
Oh,
So yeah. Jader.
170.
170. Yeah, I'm actually not sure why you did boiler pressure. You're
Wait,
the oldest
yeah.
engine here.
I didn't think this through.
Grandpa, what did you
Milky.
do? 195.
195.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
think this through. Shit.
Mine's 211.
I should have vetoed to save both of us. Kevon.
220.
220.
How is mine 211?
Damn, son.
Because you're built in 1942.
So
You
what?
built-
I'm tiny.
Yeah,
you built
tiny.
different.
You're the mighty and the tiny but mighty. Hold on, where's
Yeah.
where's?
I guess
the
that's
pressure?
true.
Yeah. So
I was
Kevon gets another
supposed
5
to-
there. 4 goes to TBA, not good. 3 goes to myself. 2 goes to Milky, and 1 point goes to Jader. Oof. But hey, TBA, you have the lead back. Milky, your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep on the track that I'm going on here, and shit, can't do that. I know that I did really well here, so I'm gonna keep on doing here. Superheating surface.
Ooh, superheating surface. Going once. Going twice. Alright, superheating surface. I don't know if Jader has a superheater, which is why I was really wondering.
No,
I do.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Okay, good. I was like,
I don't know if it's any good, but
I was
I
gonna
do.
say out loud, like, if Jader does not have a superheater, he should probably veto this. But no, superheating surface from me is 461. Which is not a ton, but it's something. Jader?
200.
200 is not. It's better than 0 anyway. Milky?
I don't know if that's good or bad.
274.
74.
Okay. I think it's bad.
TBA.
I don't have one.
You
No.
don't have one?
I
That's,
kind of
that's a lot of
figured.
damage. Alright, Kevon?
My entire superheating surface is bigger than the entire combined. of
Alright.
Okay.
917. I was gonna bring that up earlier, but I'm like, can we not say anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good that you kept it under your hat, but also, shut up. 5 points for you, no surprises. 4 points for me, I'm okay with that. 3 points for Milky, 2 points for Jader, and a pity point for TBA. But it's okay, it is now TBA's turn.
Do you guys have the? There's a stat at the top of the page called. It just says country.
It's not, we're not doing that.
No,
Nope.
no.
Oh,
That's not a stat.
That's not a stat.
That's not a stat.
Then
Damn it.
what's this number over here mean?
What?
What number?
It says country, and
No.
it says 353 over there.
That's
So
not,
I don't know.
I feel like you're looking at, I don't know what you're looking at.
Are
Like,
you-
a country is
numbering
not a
class?
statistic.
Oh no.
There's this in country versus.
Country versus. You gotta pick something though. The timer's going down.
Driver diameter.
Driver diameter. Going once.
Okay. Yeah,
Going twice.
that's it.
Okay. Driver diameter. Interesting choice, considering, but still
Yeah,
kind of high stepping for an 060. So, in the words of whomever, we'll see how it goes. All right. What is my driver diameter? My driver diameter is metric. 53.9 inches. 53.9.
Ooh.
I should have vetoed this.
Ooh.
ooh, yeah.
Another one that I should have kicked out. Oh well. Jader,
63-inch
this
drivers.
thing has the same size drivers as the Q2. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Milky?
49, because when you're hauling stuff in the middle of the woods,
Yeah.
you don't need high drivers.
Are are these drivers larger than Little River 110s? Is my question.
Yes, I think.
Yes? Okay. Oh, wait, I should have that card right here.
Because I think those are 48, right?
That's a good one to pick. I didn't even think about it.
TBA?
I got 54.
Still, actually, this was not a bad stat call for you then. Kevon?
79.
Yeah, 79-inch drivers on your large Pacific. Yeah. 5 points for Kevon again. Listen, I said it was okay to give Kevon 5s, but I didn't mean give him 4 5s in a row.
Hey, anyone want to give me a high five?
No.
4 points for Jader, 3 points for TBA, 2 points for myself, and 1 point for Milky. Kevon, pick something to give yourself another 5, I suppose.
You can veto, so it doesn't matter.
I'll see
What
where
is
the
it?
scores are before I start vetoing.
Let's see. Wait, has that been... 1 second, let me just make sure that hasn't been
Oh,
vetoed.
God damn it. Why didn't I ask this one?
Oh, you've got another shot?
Dang it. Power L1.
Power L1, yeah, that's probably a good call for you, and I'm not going to veto it. Going once, going twice.
Veto.
Oh, a veto from Kevon, or veto from Jader, rather. Son of a gun. Alright, let me mark that. Power L1. Try something else, Jader. God
Thank
damn
you,
it.
Jader.
Try something else, Kevon.
You know what? Tender water capacity.
I was wondering when this would happen. Going once, going twice. I guess I can only read the names of people that I'm like currently looking at. I can no longer say anyone's name other than the one that's right in front of my face. Alright, tender water capacity. Mine is 6,600 gallons.
Oof.
That's provided by looking at the tender on 3025. Anyway,
Nice.
Just throw me away, why don't you?
this is the round of Kevon, okay? Yeah, 6,600 gallons.
What the hell, dude?
This is
Hold on,
Kevon's...
wait.
This is
I need to
Kevon's
calculate
Hail
something
Mary.
really quickly.
Alright, go do math. You'll have a second.
I wasted that veto.
Jader,
6,000 gallons.
6,000 even, okay. Milky,
4,500.
that's a lot for that tender.
Yeah,
TBA,
1,200.
1,200 gallons. Well, at least you're in the 4 digits. Kevon,
I have more than all of your locomotives
okay.
Yeah, all right.
yeah.
Eat a
20,000.
fucking dick, dude. Go away.
Yeah.
Someone should have come in here with 765 and ruin the party.
Yeah.
All right.
Go
I was thinking about that, but I
away.
didn't
I would've
want
been
I thought about it, but it was going small.
Oh man. I was just glad we had a full stat sheet for 3025 finally.
Yeah.
What was I thinking bringing this tiny little locomotive?
I mean,
first
you
on
you
this
were in
show?
first at the end of the first round, and you were tied for the lead last round. We'll see how it goes now. But 5 points for Kevon, 4 for myself, 3 for Jader, 2
Dude
for
just got-
Loki, 1 for TBA. And let's see what it looks like now. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Ow.
48 points for myself. In the lead with 30-25. 47 for Kevon. Right behind me in second. And then the tie for third place, 44 points apiece between 205 and Granite Rock 10. And Jader in last with 41. This is a very close race still. I don't think anyone's going to get bumped off by the time we get to style points. If you're more than 10 points behind at style points, you don't get to do style points. Just letting you guys know. But I don't think that's going to happen. So
I hope not.
anyway, I need to figure out a stat call, one that isn't vetoed and one that will actually benefit me. And hopefully not benefit Kevon, which that's going to be more difficult. Let me just look at my competitors for a second. That's not good. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Yeah, this isn't good.
Wait a minute. No. I'm mostly just looking at myself and Kevon and thinking.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've used up my easy wins over Kevon for the most part. And everything else, I just don't. Everything else does give other people points. Maybe I really should just try to get one up over Kavan. Because, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. And this is going to give a 5 to TBA, but that's okay. Ellis Temelio's weight computation.
How do I do that?
That is one of the special ones, also going once, going twice. And Ellis Temelio's weight computation, which is over here. It's one of the special ones, so go over to ET's weight computation. Your weight on drivers. No, that's not how that works. Who just put 1?
I put in mine and it just rounded to 1.
Oh, no. Put in your weight on drivers and engine weight. It'll do the math for you.
Oh, okay.
I know you and I have cards that it actually just tells you, but so hold on. Weight on drivers.
We have cheat sheets.
Yes. 151,
Well,
875.
I can already tell you what mine is.
Yes, we know what yours is.
Oh, there we go.
So mine is 0.81. Jader's, you are
0.85.
0.85, which is nice. Pretty good. Milky?
0.77.
0.77. Also, I mean, all these are pretty good. TBA, I'll just do this for you. You know what? You can just here. There you go.
Yeah.
You don't even have to fill in the actual number. It's a tank. It's only got driver sets. It's just 1. And Kavan,
All drivers.
1.
All right.
One.
And the results are 5 points for TBA, 4 points for Jader, 3 for myself, 2 for Milky, and 1 for Kavan. So I've at least made one up over Kavan. That was my one thing. Jader, your turn.
How about that one?
Man, I'm just gonna look at what's been called. I mean, I don't have to worry about calling anything else, so.
I need a picture of your engine, Ellis.
Oh, did I not put mine in the thing?
Hang on, Google. I was gonna say Google came in clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot to put it in there. I'm not used to being one of the contestants.
That's all good. Yeah. Let's try it. See how this goes. Okay. Let's do the cylinders. How big are?
Ooh, I was thinking of doing this one. Yes, going once, going twice. I am eminently curious as to the cylinder size. This is another special one. So let me punch in high pressure cylinders. And then we'll go over here, and you put your diameter, which for me is metric, 20.87, and then your stroke, which for me is metric, 27.95, and then your number of cylinders. But everyone here has 2, so...
Should have brought some 3-cylinder nonsense.
They weren't ball crane.
What? Is there any 3-cylinder nonsense in the US that actually runs? Because...
No.
I thought there was one.
I'll go steal something from Britain.
60,000 rolling back and forth doesn't count as running. Even though we do have a trading card of it. I haven't laid eyes on one of those trading cards since I put the packs together. No one I know it received a... oh wait, actually, sorry. Mew did. Mew had 1. But obviously I wasn't going to be able to trade that off of him.
So there's the diameter.
Yeah, and then the stroke, and then the number.
I am confused then.
Why?
What are you confused about?
Hold on.
Well, anyway, mine is 20.87 by 27.95 for a result of about 19,000. And then Jader?
Mine are 21 by 26.
21 by 26, which is about 18,000. Milky?
17 by 24 for a result of 10,889.
About 11K.
Yeah.
TBA?
Mine are 16.5 by 24
Mm-hmm.
for a result of 10,258.
And Kavan's?
25 by 28.
Yeah, this is. I was thinking about doing this.
27,475.
27,000. Yeah, I was thinking about doing this and went, no, that would probably just hand Kevon a 5.
Damn it.
So there we go. 5 points for Kevon, 4 points for myself, 3 for Jader, 2 for Milky, 1 for TBA. Next up is Milky's final stat call.
Evaporative heating surface.
Evaporative heating surface. Okay. Going once, going twice. Whatever, I'll let this one go. Evaporative heating surface. I'm just sitting there like, could I veto this? Where is it? Evaporative heating surface. Mine is, let's see, it is 1,851. So that's not terrible, I guess. Jader?
Mine's 946.
Yeah, you gotta make room for the superheater. Milky?
Okay, so mine is 1,207 or 57.
It's pretty good. TBA?
Mine's only 876.
Oof. And Kevon? You wanna just flex? Yeah, okay.
Yep, alright.
Okay.
3,329 from Kevon. 5 points for Kevon, 4 points for myself, 3 for Milky, 2 for Jader, 1 for TBA. TBA, what's your final stat call?
Total engine and tender weight.
Total engine and tender weight. That's a good call. Going once, going twice, I'm not going to veto it. So total locomotive weight, if you have a trading card like me. Total locomotive weight for me is 308,000. 640 pounds. 308,640 pounds. Jader?
Mine's 269,860.
Nice.
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 Milky?
224,000 even.
Nice. That's pretty good. At TBA, we've seen this number before.
100,650.
Yeah. And Kevon?
Again.
I'm fat. 735,200.
He says with his mouth full of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 5 points for TBA. Easy dub. 4 points for Milky, 3 for Jader, 2 for myself, and 1 for Kevon. Kevon, what is your final stat call? The final stat call, as a matter of fact.
And the final haymaker from Kevon.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God.
Robert
Robert Lamesteed's power computation. You know what? I'm not going to veto it anyway.
Mother
You
of
should.
God.
It's the last play of the game.
No, I'm not. If there's a tie, I want it for the extra 0.1 point. It's probably not going to happen, but whatever. Robert Lamesteed's power computation. Mine is 9621. I like how we didn't do twos or flues or anything like that in this game. Alright,
That's dead.
Jader?
Mine's 5,236.
5,236. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Comparatively.
Yeah.
Milky?
3,647.
Mm-hmm.
Not last.
Yeah. TBA?
Mine's 4,093.
Just right above the bar. And,
Just
Kevon,
barely.
please enlighten us.
Please.
14, 6,
Yep,
9.
alright.
God.
Yep.
Nice.
Alright,
Nice.
5 points for Kevon again, 4 points for myself, 3 for
Please
Jader,
enlighten
2
us.
for Milky, and 2 for TBA, and 1 point for Milky. So, checking the stats, the scores at the end of round 4, we've got... Oh, wow. People almost got cut off. I am still in the lead with 30-25 by a singular point. 65 points, 64 points for Kevon, 58 for Granite Rock 10 in a solid third, and then tied for fourth,
I'm on the podium, baby.
205 and 89. Oh, you're on the podium for now. Now it's time for style points. So let me tick everyone over to ready. Oh, right, the text is white on a gold background. I can't see it.
Good.
That's okay. I need to make an easier way to do that, but this is the order in which we are calling. Jader, being in last, gets the first crack at a style point. You say a style point, I tell you whether it's legit or not, and then we go sort of across the board of people to see who gets a point and who gets a partial point. There will be a total maximum of 25 points called, and after Jader calls 5, if he manages to call 5 successfully, then it will pass to the next person. If he manages to flub one and calls one that is invalid, then it passes to the next person automatically. So it's going to go from Jader to Milky to TBA to Kevon and then to myself. And it'll go around again if need be. Jader, what is your first style point?
Okay. Let me see if I can find.
No, let me turn the timer over.
Because I might have to dig for that one online somewhere. I'll look. Well, no, never mind. That wouldn't work. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's see if this works. Okay. Have any of you survived a notable extreme weather event?
Oh, an extreme weather event is a good one.
No, I have not. Unless you can count Samaria Park as a extreme weather event.
I'm pretty sure Granite Rock 10, at least before the locomotive, before it was Granite Rock 10, survived a flood in Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something. Anybody else? I don't think I have anything. Actually, did I come from the Knox and Kane?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I survived a tornado.
Yeah.
If that counts. They're kind of famous for that one.
Yeah.
I wrote a paper on the bridge.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'll send it to you when we're done. If you
Oh,
want to
please
look
do.
at it.
Yeah, I'd love to read it. All right. What is your second?
Define national.
What?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say define national or natural disaster.
What is your potential claim to natural disaster, Kevon?
Rebuilt by Wasatch.
I mean, that should count.
That is an unnatural disaster right there, and I'm for it.
I'll award Kevon a point for it. I'm gonna give Kevon half a point for that.
For the funny, that was good.
Yeah, that's I did not see that coming. All
That
right.
was a good one.
What is your second call, Jader?
Let me look at the pictures.
Me too.
No.
Pictures of Spider-Man. While Jader's thinking about that, I want to go over some of the stuff that did not get called. None of the firebox stats. Heating surface divided by cylinder volume didn't get called. No flues, no tubes. No loco base ID. No valve gear even. And no builder,
Because
thankfully.
I would lose valve gear.
Oh, you would have lost valve gear hard, but, you know.
Grandpa.
Fuck you,
Wall
Grandpa.
shirts.
You gotta pick something, Jader.
Okay. How about lit number boards? Do any of you have lit number
Lighted
boards?
number boards is a very good one.
Love this trade card.
Ooh, I do not.
You do have
I
your little triangle there.
Yeah, the little brow.
I want to say 3417 does
That's not.
because it has the flying number board.
3415
Are
does
they
have the
lit?
lighted train boards, which is close enough.
Yeah, that counts.
Here's the thing. So I have 2. They're on my headlight. Kevon has 4 in total. Milky has 4 in total, and
Are those lit?
Jader, you have 2.
Wait a minute though. Are the on Milky and Kevon, are those lit?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay.
I can't imagine they're not. I mean, why wouldn't you? So you get half a point off of that, which is unfortunate.
Damn it.
Because it's going to bump you off. But let's see. I also get half a point. and then what did I say? Milky and Kavan get a full point.
Oh, yeah, they're lit. I just found a big picture of Kevon's. Okay.
That's probably very cool looking. All right, so then it
It
passes
is.
to number 2, which is Milky. What is your
Jader
style
post
point?
it. Jader post it. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Tender backing light.
Ooh,
Or do we
backup
all have
light.
that?
I have a backup light.
I do too.
I have one.
I have one.
Kavan?
Sorry, I wouldn't see why not. I had to find a rear photo.
Yeah, find your rear.
Find your rear. All right, it's a backing. It's a backing signal. All right. So
Yes, I do.
all right, everybody give
Okay,
yourselves a
so-
point for that.
Fantastic. Outstanding.
Oh, we have to.
user
I
point.
haven't been giving myself.
It's okay. I
any-
gave you the last one, and I gave you this one too. But from now, everyone, please give yourselves points. It takes me too long.
Okay.
Milky, what is your second style point?
Okay, mine is switchboards on the tender. You know, switchman running boards.
Oh, footboards on the ooh,
Footboards on the
that's a really good one.
Hmm.
It
Oh my
looks
God,
like
footboard.
I don't think that I have that.
I have footboards back there
yeah,
on
you-
the rear.
yeah, you do.
I do. Okay.
Wait, no. Wait, Alex, do you? I don't think you do.
I
I,
don't-
think T-Bear was talking about himself.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that I don't. But I will have to check. But if you do have them, give yourselves a point.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let
Sweet.
me see if I can get a picture from the rear. Also, I just want to say that this photograph that I have in front of me, on this trading card, was taken by none other than Jacob Durbin.
Yay.
Hey.
Wait, which one did you use? I don't remember.
A good one. I don't
Do
actually.
you have any, do you have any idea how low in there? Did I get a 3025?
I don't know. Did you?
Oh wait, no, I didn't. I didn't
Aw.
buy the most recent set.
Oh, rip. Yeah. Well, there's more. If you change your mind, I've got them. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything that qualifies as a footboard. Are you okay? Did you just die?
Thank God it was empty. I knocked over my thing of soup.
Oh, for God's
Okay.
sake.
You knocked over your Hennessy.
No,
You said thing of soup.
Oh, I thought.
why you had soup?
I thought he said Hennessy, and I was
No.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
no.
I was like, Jader been sipping.
I mean, I'll grab a
Jay
my
drunk.
card if I lose this game.
All right,
Good try.
Milky.
Kidding.
Okay, so
We gotta get through this because you gotta leave.
cab doors.
Cab doors. Forward cab doors. That is definitely
Yes.
a valid style point.
I have a door.
Yeah, I have cab doors.
Do I have doors? I have doors.
I have cab doors, which I actually kind of forgot. I forgot that I even had that. Jader, you do. Milky, you do. TPA doesn't. And
I have an all-weather cab.
But you don't have front
Well, that's
doors.
a
I can't
different-
go over your side tank because I'm too tall.
Okay, but he has. Okay, listen. He has cab doors, and I
Okay.
definitely have doors on the side of the cab.
yeah, but this is the forward cab doors. All-weather cab is
no,
a different
you
thing.
come on. You can't give me.
That's a
can't give me
different
that.
thing.
I have doors.
Then call them on your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone who has forward cab doors, please give yourselves a point, which looks like has done. Milky, what is your fourth style point?
Okay, so I am gonna find out. Oh. Ooh. Marker rights, gentlemen.
Who here doesn't have marker? Oh, I guess I don't. Son of a gun.
I do.
I do not.
I do.
God damn it. Why do I not have marker lights?
Wait.
I didn't see any in TBA's photo, so I was trying
TBA
to.
also doesn't have marker lights.
No, I do not.
No.
That's... Okay. So, that means everyone who is not TBA or myself, please give yourself a point for marker lights. Milky, what is your fifth and final, for now, style point call?
Fifth and final for now. In the apocalypse, are we still giving points for being green?
Yes! Yes. I was actually just
Okay.
looking at your engine, I went, oh, it's pretty.
Yeah. They were green.
They were green. You definitely have a paint point over the rest of us, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
So that's a unique point for you. You can just take that and run with it. All right, next up is TBA. TBA, what is your
All-weather
first
cab.
all-weather cab? Good. You remembered.
Good.
Nope.
I don't think
Time
anyone
remembered
else
that.
here has an all-weather cab.
Eat it.
Even
Oh,
Jader
I
does
will
it,
eat
and
it.
he's from Canada.
Yeah.
Um,
That's very
I'm going to
spicy.
think this was before they invented it.
before they invented. I mean, that was mostly a Canadian Pacific thing. Is the other bit.
Yeah.
They stuck all-weather cabs on everything.
Can I have a style point for being a tank engine?
No,
What?
No,
Why?
Thomas, you
I'm
can't
because
have a
that's
style
not
point.
that's not a
Out
style
of this group of engines, I'm the only tank engine.
point. Right,
Get
but
out
that's
here.
not that special.
Okay, fair.
Which that's a botched style point. I apologize, but Kevon.
Do you have comfy seats?
Oh, do you have Trainline Steam?
I was a passenger locomotive.
I
I
think
don't think I do.
I know
wanna play
I
this game.
do. I'm pretty sure we figured out that TBA does. Right?
What?
Yeah.
Did I feel like this was discussed before? I remember Granite Rock 10 having
Yeah.
Steam.
I don't know.
I don't think you
No.
do because I don't think
Wait,
I don't know if you do. I should say I
Is
can't
there a-
confirm it because I
is there a
don't.
picture of this on a winter train maybe?
I don't think
Come on.
Strasbourg uses Trainline Steam to heat their trains.
I feel like I could be. Actually, you might be right.
I
don't
mean,
know.
then again, I've never been there in the winter, but it's never struck me as that being
Yeah.
the case.
I mean, I don't see a steam line, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Damn it.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have it.
Yeah. I
All
don't
right,
think
so
that.
then it definitely goes to at least myself and
Okay.
Kevon. And maybe goes to TBA, but I can't remember for certain.
Well, this-
Trainline Steam?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm a freaking.
I know, but I thought they stuck that on you for some ungodly reason. Kevon, what is your second point?
Automated bell.
Oh, an air ringer.
Yes, I have both. It's an air ringer and a pull.
Well, that's actually two different points. So we'll go with air ringer for now.
Okay.
No.
I know I have one.
I think mine's
I'm
an air ringer.
pretty
Yeah.
sure you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I see the little thingy.
I'm not an air wiener.
You don't have an air ringer? Alright, so it's myself, Jader, and Kevon for the air
Can
ringers.
confirm. Have seen the bell.
Alright, third point from Kevon.
I guess the same thing,
The-
or well, you said it was two separate points.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's different because some locomotives you can't physically ring the bell. So if you want to actually also call for a style point for being able to physically ring the bell, you can do that if
Yeah.
you want.
I'll do that.
Okay,
That's an
everyone
extra
here can physically ring the bell.
Yay! A point for
So everyone gets the point. Go around the horn.
I'll let you type. Or
I typed it in, but you can put down the point for yourself.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
whoops! I see what happened.
What?
We
oh,
both
did you?
tried to type it in, and I hit enter first, and then you hit enter, and then
Ah, okay.
it do be like that sometimes. All right, what is your fourth style point?
I was going to say a bow tie. My Let's Go feed water heater is underneath.
That's your feed water
smoke
heater?
box.
I thought that was an air
Yes.
tank.
No, it's a feed water heater.
Oh yeah.
What the
I
hell?
just
What?
looked it up. It said
Wait, what?
I need the I don't believe you gif, but you can definitely take a point for having a feed
A
water
Let's
heater.
Go feed water heater was installed on many agents. Hold on. Where was it?
Oh, I think I see it.
Yeah.
Is the under the smoke box?
Yeah,
He's
it's the
hiding
thing
it
that looks
under
like an air
his thing.
tank. It's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
weird.
this was a richer.
That's normally what goes on top a lot.
Yeah, that's the hat.
Yeah.
Except it's you
It's-
know. All right, yeah,
It's-
that's
it's
cool.
Not.
Now
Except
it's
it's a
the
bow
chin.
tie.
Yeah,
I
it's the-
think I have. Oh, hold on. Let me check my thing. It doesn't say I have a feed water heater on here.
No, it's just a bow
But-
tie.
No, I don't.
I don't.
Does anyone know if they have? Okay, let me type this first down.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
it.
Okay, then-
Actually, hold on. Let me just double check to see if it has one on the other side, but I don't remember ever seeing it have one, and it's not written on the card. So, I don't think I have a feed water heater, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with no, I don't.
Okay.
Alright, so that's all you, Kevon. Fifth and final?
Fifth and final, do you have a thermic siphon built into the smoke box?
No.
I don't think I have thermic siphons. You would probably be the only one with them.
Yeah.
Okay. That was done in the rebuild.
Yeah, well, that's the advantage of having a rebuilt engine. When was your engine rebuilt?
1934.
Oh, okay, that was the number that you
Okay.
pulled. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for you. I am going to call. Actually, can I see this? No, I can't see the scores yet.
Or 96.
Let's see. Power reverse. Everyone who has power reverse gives yourselves a point, which
Do
is, I think, just myself and Kevon. Which I probably shouldn't be calling points that also give Kevon points, but
Oh,
you shouldn't.
did that just do something?
what did you do? Oh,
gray.
oh no. Milky and TBA just got knocked out. They're too far behind, they mathematically can't catch up.
Whip.
Well,
Oh,
That's what happened.
you guys put on a good show.
wait, hold on.
Alright, well now I've got to square off with
No, I don't.
No, you don't. It was just
Damn
him
it.
and I. You can still keep track of your points if you wanted to see where you end up, but yeah, that's curtains for you guys. Let's see. I have. Let me just double check. Oh, I've got Vox Poc drivers, which also only Kevon and I have. So I'll put in, and that just knocked Jader out. So it's
Goodbye.
literally just down to Kevon and me. Son of a gun. Ooh, you know what I can get a point all by myself for is the Tangshan Builder's Plate. So that's a unique Builder's Plate. I'll take that. What does Kevon not have? Now I need to look carefully at this. Now it's a 1v1. I don't know. You're such a modern engine, even though I am also a modern engine.
But at the same
you
time,
have
there's
that.
something that I feel that you have relating to your wheels.
Oh, are you saying? I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
actually
they're
have that
modern.
written down because I don't even know if it's
Hmm.
It'd be absurd to have you built in the year that you were built without them.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
But it is also China, so I don't know.
Yeah, I can't bank on that at all. You know what? I'm just gonna. Do I just hope that I'm up and try to run it out? Because I don't even know if I am. Oh, I can look at the style point totals. I'm not up. Oh God.
Oh.
I. I don't know. I'm gonna run out of time, and I don't know. All right, I'm putting it out there. Oh, you know what? No, this is a legitimate point over you. I have better rearward visibility than you.
Ah. Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Although it's still less than other people. So why did I do that? Because now I just turned the ball over. Well, I get a half a point anyway. TBA definitely gets a full point for that.
For what?
For good rearward visibility. I think you guys,
Okay.
TBA and Milky, you guys get a full point. I get a half a point. And that turns it over to Kevon. Damn it. I just went like, I looked at my trading card and went, oh, I do have it written down, Milky. I do have it written down, and my eyes passed right over
Okay.
it. Son of a gun. You're totally right. I should have just
Yep.
gone for it. All right,
Yeah.
Kevon, you're up.
I'm just gonna ask because y'all were trying to decide. If not, roller bearings.
Yeah, I've got roller bearings all the way around.
Okay, I have roller bearings too.
On everything?
It
Because it looks like your trailing axle at least is a friction bearing. And the
I
tender.
would think so.
could
I'm
be
built in
covered.
1942.
Oh, my I think I have some frictions as well. I can't quite tell.
1 second.
Once again, I think it'd be obscene with how you were built to
I
not
think
be
so
all
too,
walls.
but
But China, I don't know.
Yeah.
let's see. Let me punch in my. Let me see what SteamLocomotive.com says. Go.
That's actually useless.
Yeah, no, that doesn't help. All right. Well, whatever. I don't know. I think that's a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a legitimate point, and I think you and I have the most. But I'll just put that in as one for you and one for me. All right. Pick something else.
Okay. Well, I don't know what this says, but you probably have it. Oh God, I can't. 1 second. 1 second.
You know what I should be looking for? In case I get the ball back, in case I get another chance to strike.
See, apparently I have. It doesn't go to explain it, but I have AA security circulators in the combustion chamber. No,
What is that?
I don't know, but that doesn't
Oh.
help here. So, if I knew what it was, that would help.
What does that mean? Yeah, we're losing.
It's probably
losing
just
someone.
gonna go back to you.
I don't know what that is, so I can't say one way or another. I'm just gonna say pick something else.
Yeah, that's why I am.
But time is about to go up, I guess. And I can't find. I don't know. I don't know what else I can have up over you. I think you can just fold if you feel like that's it.
If we want to continue, sure, but I'll fold.
Yeah, I'll also fold. All right, let's just see where we are. I was gonna say I have a mechanical lubricator, but I couldn't figure out if you had one or not. So, the other thing I've got is smoke box door hinges, which we both have, and polling pockets, which we both have. So I couldn't think of anything. I think you have a toolbox that I don't, but whatever, we're folded. All right, so now that everyone's folded, oh, we didn't do host choice. Oops, whatever. There is no host. Ah.
Oh my, Milky,
Yeah.
Milky.
All right,
You
so
were
there's
talking about-
there's the final. There's the final standings. I knew. Oh man, I knew I should have
won
snagged
by
that
half a point.
that tiebreaker. That's incredibly close. All right, yeah, Kavan wins it, which is the deserved win.
Yeah.
At 76.5 points, I have 76, and then 64 for Santa Maria Valley 205, 63.5 for Strasbourg 89, and 63 for Granite Rock 10. That is so close.
Yeah.
Well, in case the world
Good
ends
game.
tomorrow, take 34-15.
No, do not go anywhere near
No,
that.
actually don't. That is terrible advice.
Listen,
Russ Bucket
point is,
wins somehow.
the point is you won't have to suffer for very long,
Oh no.
because it'll just blow up. There you go.
Also, I found a picture of it in green.
Is this the one where they said you can run it one more time and then I'm going to weld it to the rails?
Not sure. This is probably no. This is looks like rebuild because the tender's not even painted yet.
There we
So this is a Wasatch rebuild.
go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. My rebuild took 30 years and was done by a dozen guys. So it was done pretty well.
I mean, probably by the best.
Host?
Strasbourg.
Yeah. Host choice could have turned the tide there, but I don't know how we would have done host choice when there is no host. We would have all had to agree on something, and I'm not sure that would have happened. I just totally skipped over it. I forgot.
I'll be for the best.
Oh well, here we are. That's that. Let's do some like actual podcast stuff. Restore this
Actual
to the small
podcast
size.
stuff.
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing like a thing on trains.
Yeah, right.
Hour.
That's why we only do this once a year.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Milky, do you want to cover yours quick? Because I know you have to leave in like less than 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. So basically, what I got is Sacramento RT is being a base transit system and helped save 4 historic Sacramento trolleys. They're
Regional
going to find their
Transit?
way. Yeah.
Oh, dude, cool.
Yeah, check
So
the link out. They're very very neat.
Yeah. So they're going to give them to the Western Railway Museum, and they're going to do some stuff for them, hopefully.
Yes.
So it's
Okay,
cool.
that's actually based as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But is the Western Railway Museum the one that? Wait, no, they aren't the one that was collecting all of the 6 Infinity cars or whatever. Or was that Orange Empire? That was Orange Empire, wasn't it?
that was Orange Empire, yes, that wants to get all the Hollywood cars, run them on the main line, gobble.
Oh man.
And yeah, that is very cool. They just found these, or what? Were they just stored?
They were in a combination of, having recovered from private owners thanks to a search and save by a non-profit group.
Weren't
So
they out
Stack RT held them in
in-
storage, and now they're going to go to the Western Railway Museum.
What were you saying, TBA?
I think originally they were a part of one of the old Sacramento lines.
One of them had one old
But like somewhere they were like out north of Sacramento somewhere, I think, just out in the field.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
I mean that's possible.
Out there for years, and they brought them in here because they found them out there. That's
And
cool
then
that
one
they-
was in the
that,
restaurant, which gives hope to getting trolleys out of restaurants.
True. Yeah.
Bring
there
him
was
home.
The one. There was the trolley in the freaking spaghetti factory.
Yeah, I know, that's one of ours.
Kevon,
We have 10 feet of that at the museum.
Kevon, what is this?
What did I post?
The photo of They Were Green, of just it looks so bad. with just primer paint and no boiler jacket.
Anyway, I gotta get going, so I am gonna find the termination.
Yeah, put a termination in the thing. I'll cover it. If you also want to throw down a guess for Doodad, you can just put it in the chat, and I'll come back to it later for
Okay.
later straight on Amtrak. Anyway,
Okay, cool.
what do we want to do next? I mean,
I just kind of want to get this one out of the way because it's a quirky little thing.
Yeah.
But
I might
hit
do
top, like, this is real? Like,
yeah, apparently. It did not come out on April 1st. Oh, wait, this is 2 years old.
This is 2 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I didn't even notice. Why did somebody put this in Terminus News just now? No, I mean, you can mention it. It's here. We're
Like-
here.
Yeah, we have to talk about it now. The freaking Hitachi invested in Hyperloop, the Hyperloop, like, pod transportation thing. Like,
The thing that was a scam to
Yeah,
stop
which may or may
Hyperloop
not
in
have just been a
California.
scam.
it may or may not have just been a scam, really. But
There was a
I
lot
don't
of
know,
talk
the
about that.
the article was here and posted recently.
Yeah. And somebody just put this in Terminus News, like, earlier in the week. And I was just like, okay, sure. I didn't think anyone was still investing in Hyperloop at this point. And you know what? I was right.
Anyways, so forget about that. Oh, crap.
But, oh, yeah, they were doing, like, something about signaling these things. That's why they were doing it. But yeah, I mean, this is... It's just a worse method of transportation compared to just a train in a tunnel.
Right,
But
like,
also...
they're trying to... I think it's all prototype. and it's people's imaginations.
Yeah, I think
And
maybe someday it'll be viable to have a pod in a tube, but
are
I
we
don't know about
taking the
that.
pneumatic? I was thinking about that the
Yeah.
other day.
Oh
Of course, we're taking the pneumatic.
my god, I didn't even make that connection. I was thinking of Futurama.
Oh,
Everyone gets around to the tube, but
That would be pretty sweet if we could just be like, all right, I'm going to work.
just get sucked off to work.
Whoa!
phrasing.
I don't see anything wrong with what I just said.
I don't either.
I'm
I
just
mean, I don't. Oh, yeah.
Maybe a tornado comes by and just sucks you off to work.
yeah, and then you get a style point for it.
Yeah, you just stick the landing at work.
It's like Mary Poppins.
Exactly.
There you go.
Government mandated tornadoes and umbrellas as a way to commute.
Esk.
Is
You just
Tornado-
get like
tornado
everyone just
corner
gets a
baseball.
big cannon delivered to their front door, pointed at their
Mm.
workplace. Technology is
And then
better than the Hyperloop.
what if you work
And-
from home?
The
It just
cannons
shoots
are
you
all
across the house.
the cannons are pointed to specific coordinates of every building's like they have a freaking gigantic foam pit that you land in.
Exactly. Now we're thinking, Hitachi, please invest in us.
They would have a humongous foam pit.
There's a joke in here about Hitachi and investing and getting sucked off, but whatever. Unimportant. Let me clear I'm still clearing stuff out of the spreadsheet, by
That
the
was
way.
kind of that. Sorry, I picked that news. That was kind of.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It was just a weird one. And either way, we needed some little stuff, some light stuff, because we
so
spent an hour
random.
doing a local royale. But instead, Kevon picked the biggest topic that we could possibly cover.
We're gonna need to help him with this.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come back to me in a year or so.
Okay. Just continue compiling. Jader, what is this?
What is what?
Your
My stuff?
thing. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm just kind of a roundup of, I guess, stuff that's going on in Ohio, in the void.
It's two
here.
things. Isn't it?
Yeah, two things. Well, two. I was two, technically three, but the Biesville thing is kind of pointless.
There's nothing
For
going on over
anybody,
there.
no. I don't think anything happened there for like 10 years or something.
We'll just put the Biesville articles in here anyway, and they'll just go out in the cargoes. And if you want to see them, you can see them.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's been a long time since there's been like any passenger service across Ohio that it wasn't like Cincinnati or along Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm.
And just recently, as of I think 2 weeks ago, so Amtrak published the updated map. I think earlier sometime last year, the Connect Us map.
Yeah.
Yeah, they published that. And then just a couple weeks ago, they published an updated map that shows a lot more services in Ohio. I don't know how close any of them are to happening, but it doesn't seem like many of them are, because it's been, I think, like 30 years since they tried to get something just across the state to Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus, and it hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
I had heard some murmurings about sort of going around the state government and the Amtrak just being like, no, we're putting trains here. Which, cool.
I think they should just do that, because, I mean...
I really need to get some water. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
Godspeed.
I mean, I just almost don't see it happening if they go through the state government. They can't do it. I'll be honest. They can't do it.
I just hope you guys get some trains.
Yeah,
Like,
please.
I
Love
just-
God.
Is
I mean, Ohio
Columbus
used
is
to
the
actually be a
largest-
decent...
Sorry, go ahead.
Ohio actually used to be a decent state for trains, and here we are.
I mean, I wonder what the most rail dense state was by rail miles to square miles.
If
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania's
Iowa?
probably a good run, but there's a lot of that. There's a lot of Pennsylvania
Or
that's pretty
Chicago.
mountainous.
Like Illinois.
Illinois,
I-
yeah. Illinois
think
or
there was
Ohio.
I think Iowa would be on that list too, because I remember reading somewhere there was a point where you couldn't go 12 miles in any direction. Or no. If you went 12 miles in any direction in Iowa at one point, you would run into a railroad track.
Also, there's like no point in Iowa that's more than 12 miles from a railroad track. That's kind of insanity. That's insane. I wonder if that includes streetcars.
I don't know.
Or like interurbans and stuff. I mean, we could probably figure this out just by using the KMZ maps that we use for Mergerbania.
I'm going to pull up the open rail.
Or just get the whole Iowa map.
Yeah, well, I just mean in general, like not that specifically, not that claim of 12 miles, but just number of rail miles to whatever. I feel like yards and stuff would really skew it, though. So maybe Pennsylvania's right. Anyway,
Yeah, there's that, and then in addition to that, there's been an effort through the Northern Indiana Passenger Rail Association to have service running from Chicago through Northern Indiana and then down to Columbus. And from what I can gather, the article that we put in here, from what I can gather, they're trying to like kind of pair it with upgrades to the US 30 highway that pretty much parallels the track most of the way.
Sorry, I was distracted by your other thing. I was distracted by the Age of Steam shenaniganry. And their very nice looking car barn.
It is very nice.
But also the hopper cars that were just left inside of a dumper.
I guess, yeah.
That's interesting. Inadvertently, quote-unquote, preserved inside of an unused hopper car coal dumper. Age of Steam is doing stuff. I need to get out there.
Yeah, I need to get out there again.
But
yeah, basically, a lot of this article is like, well, like it talks about the funding, where it would be probably 80-20, 80% federal money, 20% state money.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of enthusiasm with it, but it's most likely years away. So
yeah, that blows. Well, maybe someday.
All the more reason I want to move to New England, because you guys actually have trains. They're not perfect, but you guys actually have trains.
We have
that
some
you can sort of
trains.
use.
We have some trains. They're around.
Yeah, that you can sort of use.
And if you really, yeah, I mean, as long as you're on the coast, you've got trains for days. I mean, if you go away from the coast, not so much, but, you know. If you go in, you get just like, here's the Lakeshore Limited, enjoy that once a day. And it's horrendously delayed, have fun. But, you know, the coast is nice. We did mention Pennsylvania, though, so I feel like it's time for me to finally cover some pretty substantial Pennsylvania-related news, starting with things that have been on the back burner for a long time. I mean, you talked about Rare Museum of Pennsylvania. Let's talk about the EBT. They have this archive, which is fantastic, but more importantly, they've been doing stuff with the steam engines. They've been working out there like crazy. 16 was judged the best candidate for restoration. It passed its boiler test back in May, actually, and they've just been sort of trying to get ready, and 15 is going to be next. 15 only needs running gear work. Whereas 14, which was going to be done next, needs substantial boiler work. So, yeah. The boiler is a known quantity. The boiler work was done. It's in sound condition. They got a new passenger car. I really...
passenger cars.
Yeah, that's right. They got 4 new passenger cars. it's nuts. It's great to see these things taking off. What is it? Yeah, General Manager Brad Esposito says the railroad may be in the market for more car body shells in the future, because they want to make dining cars. So that's really something. They've got track maintenance equipment. It's crazy. Things on the up and up at the EBT. Like, go out there, go see Age of Steam, and then go to the EBT. I can't wait for them to have Steam again.
I'm going to try to get out there. Like the next summer, like I want to travel, get out of Ohio for once.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Can
see
you
it.
get out of something that never existed?
That's a good question.
Doesn't Brad Esposito, wasn't he the guy who owned the E8s? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think that's somebody else. Can't think of the
Okay.
name.
There was someone that had E8s, but there's another PRR E8 floating around, which is now on the St. Louis Iron Mountain in Southern. I don't know. It's in Jackson, Missouri, apparently.
Wait a minute.
Or Jackson, that's Missouri, right?
Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah,
have
so
a
that's
model.
really interesting.
It's the exact one.
5-mile long tourist line. Never heard of it. Neat. Standards good. That's a
Where's the
piece
key?
of PR news. I actually kind of didn't expect it to be that one. And I'll save some of the more contemporary stuff for transition into Jader's bit. I've done it again. Kevon's bit.
Rude.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I can't tell any of my co-hosts apart. There is a PRR 060, not the one that's running, but another one. There are a lot of PRR 060s floating around. And the Wilmington Western has donated one, number 60, to be placed on display in Lewes, Delaware, apparently. And of course, the top comment on this post is, I would rather have restored and operational Mango Gobbles. But what is getting restored to be operational is the K4. And we have an outer wrapper sheet. We have a basically completed Bell Pair firebox. Very exciting. It would have been the first Bell Pair firebox built in a very long time, except the T1 Trust beat them to it, of course. And now the Trust itself is working on the frame. They actually just released a render of the CAD model, including the stresses, and like they've been going ham on getting this thing to a situation where it can be fabricated. It blows my mind. I can't believe that they're going this far with it. So, and I'm proud to have donated a little bit of money, $10 or something. Just be like, go make a T1. Go take that speed record away from the Brits. But yeah, between 1361 and 5550, it's a good year to be a PRR fan, I guess. And
speaking of the PRR,
What's up?
How has the 5550 been coming along? Any new updates with them?
yeah, I was actually just mentioning that they hadn't had an update in a long time, but they just put out the thing about the frame. So they have like 4 wheels, a firebox, a boiler, and they have a render of the frame.
Man,
Which is, yeah, it's huge on multiple levels. Like, it's huge as in it is enormous, but it's huge as in this is a massive step forward for this locomotive, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait for this to be done. I mean, they're taking their time, rightfully so. But anyway, Pennsylvania in the modern era is doing some PRR-isms. Governor Wolf announced they have an operating agreement with Norfolk Southern to get more passenger rail to Western Pennsylvania, which, thank freaking God. Just a second Pennsylvanian, which is sort of what they're shooting for at the very moment. But they also, with the upgrades on the Keystone Corridor, are planning to remove a handful of distance signals that precede interlockings. now that they have PTC operational. There's a whole filing here about it. So we may see some more position lights coming up for sale, I guess. Or just go into the scrap heap. Oh well. Kevon, what else has Amtrak been doing?
Oh, would you like the good news or bad news first?
Oh man, whatever flows the best. I'll just leave it to you.
The bad news.
Okay.
Oh, I did. Well. Oh, okay. Everything's fine. Okay. Apparently Amtrak struck a FedEx truck
Oh, come on.
outside of Moody. I have to look at the second article. to make
Moody.
sure. Wait.
What happened?
Yeah.
To be honest, that Royale was actually a lot of fun.
I love doing
Oh,
Royales. I need to
sorry.
get back to
That
it.
was fun.
There's 3 different articles of Amtrak hitting things.
Oh,
I thought it was just one article of Amtrak. So apparently Amtrak hit a car. Trying to see if it says anything. It's a video. Looks like it just hit a vehicle and everything's okay, which is good. Amtrak also hit a FedEx truck and
Again?
killed someone.
ooh.
This was... Oh, this is way back. This was November 28th.
Metra killed someone recently. People need to stop running the gates.
Yep.
Running the gates,
oh,
not
boy.
looking, not stopping. FedEx takes... I don't understand. FedEx takes their time with their packages.
Sometimes, unfortunately, you can't prevent things. Like, another thing that happened is there was a CTA worker working on the platform, like above, and he fell through,
Yee.
Oh,
and yeah, to the ground below.
Yikes.
oh God.
Oh.
It was at Roosevelt. Ellis,
Oh,
I think,
really?
yeah, we were. You were there. We were there. Like in that area where it happened.
Mhm.
Didn't make it. But anyways, sorry to bring in a.
So, I mean, people be dying. Trains are no joke. Like, we like trains, but don't go near them when they're moving. It's not good for you. Not good for your health.
They are very unsafe sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, they're unsafe to anything that gets in their way. That's what, you know.
Also, speaking of things that are unsafe, so Amtrak's
no.
changing their policy after the Wolverine incident, where they had 2 trains fell on them, and people were without working heating, cooling toilets
Oh,
for, I believe, 19 hours.
Yeah.
they were without toilets?
Yeah, because everything breaks when the power's off.
Oh, man.
It
That
was-
means,
yeah.
like, people gotta go outside.
We didn't
So
talk
Amtrak-
about this incident particularly much, but yeah, it was real bad.
You guys, that happened to you guys?
No. It was something that it happened, what, like a month ago now.
Yeah, like a month or 2 ago.
And it got posted for the podcast. We just never got the chance to talk about it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a Detroit to Chicago trip
Mhm.
where no power, overflowing toilets.
Ooh.
God.
It was
Why?
bad, and the engine went out. So apparently, HEP went out on one of the engines, so they got another one, and that also died.
Mm.
So I believe it's like a 7-hour trip, and it turned into a 5.5-hour trip turned into a 19-hour trip.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long to go around the lake.
Yeah, they were
No,
very
and-
close. Like, relatively
The thing
speaking.
is, I believe this might be a corridor that Amtrak actually owns, because this is one of the Michigan corridors. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
there wasn't power around, but
No, how?
I know, it's just a catastrophe. That was the thing. I just kept looking at that and going, how were they not able to get another locomotive when they're like 2 hours from Chicago?
Yeah, and it's not
Right.
like the whole Amtrak, like the Northeast Corridor incident, where literally all the power was out and they had to get a diesel locomotive go through, I guess, bureaucracy of all the power is out, the signals are out, you have to go 10 miles an hour.
Yep.
At that
But in this
point-
case, this is just everything went wrong. That it is a mess.
Unbelievable.
Insane. Like,
But
you
Amtrak
think they
will,
would have a contingency plan for something like
Well, they did. It was another locomotive, and then that broke, and they went, "Oh crap!"
Well, I mean, like
Oh,
a series
shit.
of contingency plans.
The contingency plan is we send out a guy in a high rail to rescue 2 people at a time.
You need Plan Z for shit. For
Plan
something
Z.
like this.
Train
or
cannon.
bring back the F-40s.
Okay, to
Yeah.
be honest, with the mention of high rail, I want to see a high rail with like a brand new like F-150 high rail, because that's a nice truck.
Actually, what was the? We were talking about this before the show. Great. Now I'm going to detour onto something, but I made a joke about because Union Pacific is like we want to have ground-based conductors, right? Which I suppose just means
They call them
you
like expediters or
yeah.
something.
Instead of
Something
you
weird.
have your one-man crew in your locomotive, but when they need a conductor somewhere, because you don't always need a conductor, I guess, unless you're doing switching moves, whatever, they just send out a conductor to a train that needs a conductor, like in the middle of nowhere. And the question is, how? But the
I'm
answer
getting a
is,
phone call.
hmm?
I'm getting a
He's
phone
been-
call.
Oh, okay. The answer is, I assume, like, Bugatti Veyron high rail to get you out to the train as fast as possible. I just, yeah. It boggles my mind. Like, I get it, and this sounds like a half-decent idea, because you just have, like, oh, there's a problem on this train. We'll send out someone in a car instead of having the conductor walk 2 miles from the engine back to the broken knuckle,
What? You know what? Why has nobody thought of a foldable?
Every
Like,
Gevo
wait-
comes with a
wait, real-
deployable go-kart.
Why not? That would be
Yeah,
perfect.
like,
honestly.
I mean, it worked on the moon.
Yeah, that's true. Effing, if we could do it on the moon in 1969, we can do it in Wyoming in 2023. They're basically the same.
In blizzard conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one lives
Um,
there.
Wyoming's weird though.
Oh, okay. This will go into probably a few different things. So Amtrak is beginning to auction off toggle equipment,
Sad.
which is sad. And the thing is, I know they're unsafe, but Amtrak literally has no equipment.
I know.
They keep auctioning off everything and say, we're short of equipment. We need to send it over here.
Hmm.
Also, we need to have minimum axle counts to run. And then we're in this situation where literally people want to ride the train, and Amtrak's like, we can't service you. And
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
insane.
Sorry, I can't do that. Also, I really have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Continue. Carry on.
So cars are being sold off. This includes, I believe, what is it called? Oh, there was the Michigan cars that were set to actually go into service and then was
Well,
canceled because.
Or were the Michigan cars? Were they the new Siemens ones?
No, I think they were no, they were Talgos. So
Oh,
this was
okay.
this was many years ago. I can't remember how long, but the state ordered them because they were going to do Amtrak service, and then I believe, what is his name? Because he started ranting about it again. Wisconsin, sorry. Let's see.
Can't think of the name.
I can't. I'm gonna have to look up Wisconsin governors. Oh, Scott Walker. He was governor, and he said, "You know what? I don't like Amtrak. Trains are stupid, and then he got rid of it. So they had already spent all this money, set up the infrastructure. It was prepared to subsidize Amtrak and have fast trains going from Chicago to Milwaukee, and then it all got cut away, which is kind of dumb.
Yes, it is. That's kind of how it was. I think in 2010 in Ohio, they were ready to give Ohio money to start putting an Amtrak in. John Kasich said no.
Nah, don't need it.
And gave it back. And here
Yep.
we are.
And we're here again. We're in Milwaukee. Sorry. And in Wisconsin, and they're trying to plan out their new Milwaukee train. Because the leadership has changed and they want to see Amtrak and high-speed rail again. But the same people who came out last time and killed the deal said it's dumb. We don't have state funding for that. And it's just funny because it's like you spend all this money on roads and then it snows a lot, so you have to deal with snow crews, all this logistics. It's just a mess when you can just have a train that runs.
Mm-hmm.
But finally, Wisconsin is looking into, or they're in the final planning stages to connect Chicago, Milwaukee to St. Paul, Minneapolis, which is like, good, more trains. That's what we need.
Yes.
And they expect to have the final design in 2023 and hopefully begin operations in 2024.
God, yeah, they need their trains. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. See, this might just be like my over optimism brain kicking in, but like, I feel like for something like this, like for Amtrak, for Amtrak or just like transit in general, it shouldn't be dependent on politics. Like, it should be like,
it should be always funded. No one can take that away.
Yeah,
And
unless like you meet like these very specific requirements that says, okay, you can get away without having transit or whatever.
Yeah.
South Dakota.
Yeah, no one lives there. There you go. Wyoming and South Dakota.
I think South Dakota was the only, like, their representatives were the only ones that voted against the Amtrak expansion plan because
I wonder
they
why.
weren't included.
Yeah. They're the only state that didn't get anything, except for Hawaii, Alaska, and South Dakota. That's it. Even Wyoming gets a thing into Cheyenne. So, just poor South Dakota. If they do this, I'm looking at the map real quick. I just had a thought. If they run the southerly route through Montana with its own train,
it doesn't go through South Dakota.
No, I know it doesn't. I'm saying, do you think it would be neat or make sense to, instead of having the Empire Builders split, you just have one of them do the northerly route and the other one do the southerly route, and you can transfer between them in Spokane or whatever?
I like that.
I mean, I feel like it would be a less of a logistical headache. It would probably be annoying, if you're trying to go from Chicago to Portland, or you're trying to go from like Bismarck to Seattle, and now you've got to have a long layover in Spokane. But it's better than not having a train. So I don't know. If I was doing this in OpenTTD, I know how I would be setting it up. Is my point.
And I would just have service, just equal service on both lines. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you would still have equal service, you just wouldn't have the trains split. Like the Empire Builder does. You just have one go one way and one go the other way.
Oh, okay.
I sort of am looking at like, hey, this is where we want to add trains, and I look at the nexus of everything converging in Columbus, and I say, good. But I look at everything else, and I go, okay, how are you going to like accomplish this in terms of run-throughs, connections, what sets of equipment, where are you going to be able to provide a one-seat ride, Because that's really important to a lot of people. Some people will balk at something unless it's a one-seat ride, unless you can go all the way from here to there without sitting in a terminal and changing trains.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get that everywhere, but when you look at a map like this and you're just connecting points, you got to go, okay, what are the longest lines I can draw? I don't know. That's me looking at things from my wanting to build a system point of view, I guess.
Or sort of to that. It's like I was thinking about this, and then a few of us thought that like were kind of well, I don't know if I can say that, but I was thinking about it at least. But like with I don't know, Columbus App, it's a a relatively small route, but there's in theory 2 lines you could use.
Mm-hmm.
One's I think it's a longer route, but like it doesn't really serve any major population centers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the other one that they want, I think 3 or 4 like decent sized cities along the way, and then you get to Athens. But you'd have to rebuild, I think, like 14 miles of track to actually get into Athens.
That reminds me of if TJ was here, he'd understand what I'm talking about. The South Coast Rail Phase 1 and Phase 2 in Massachusetts is they're like, okay, we have a roundabout way to get to the destinations, but we want to take the shorter route. We just have to rebuild track, but we're going to run trains over the longer route first until we rebuild that track. Also, the other thing that infuriates me about this map is all like the points that could touch but don't, because I know it's the typical leftist thing that nothing's ever quite good enough.
I see, like Binghamton to Scranton.
Yeah, that's the one I was just looking at.
Close.
It's like, just make them touch. Let me ride a train from Scranton to Erie without going via New York and Albany. Like, don't make me go all the way around.
The other thing is that doesn't that train seem kind of dumb? Because it goes. So I was reading, it goes Buffalo to Erie and then over.
Oh yeah,
Why
no,
not
that is
go
dumb. I mean, you
Buffalo
should just have it go like Cleveland, Erie. Although that's probably to do with the way the tracks are aligned.
No, I checked the tracks.
Then
so you can go straight to
almost,
Binghamton for Buffalo.
Then it's almost definitely a New York State thing. They just want to go via Erie.
New York.
It would be, I don't know, just the idea of like, let's just run from like Cleveland to Erie to. I bet it's probably because a lot of people want to go Buffalo, Binghamton, or Erie, Binghamton, and they just were like, we can just tie them together and make them one. But connect the Binghamton to Scranton. The connection to Rockland is such a no-brainer. The Athens and Chillicothe, just like send them further. Send them a little bit further.
That's the other thing. Like Chillicothe, like I mean, you could literally go 40 miles, I think, and then you could connect with the Cardinal.
Yeah, and Pueblo to La Junta. Just do it. Just bring the Southwest Chief into Pueblo, right? Or extend this front range service down to La Junta, or even further. I mean, why not have a train that goes from Albuquerque to Denver? Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Flagstaff to Phoenix is another one. I know they've actually been talking about that for quite some time. It's just not on this map. Boise, being a friggin' moon colony, go all the way to Portland.
I think that's more of Utah and Idaho. They are working together.
Yeah,
I have an article for that.
Yeah, that's in here somewhere. There's a Boise Amtrak article. Yeah, right here.
Or like Nashville to Atlanta.
Nashville to Atlanta is Nashville to nowhere. The fact that Nashville is a dead end is just a giant middle finger.
It should go. It should be the Floridian. We need the Floridian back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like go Nashville all the way down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also kind of nice to see that they're trying to get the Sunset Limited back.
They've been trying to get the Sunset Limited back since 2005, but yeah, get more power to them.
Mm-hmm.
I do have one gripe.
Go on.
One big gripe. The Chicago to Toronto service.
Oh yeah, because you can't just go through
around, yeah.
No, because they work with Via on going Buffalo to Toronto, Seattle to Vancouver, and such. But have the train go all the way to Toronto, like it used to.
I mean, they want, yeah.
Make Amtrak.
I know we're just griping about this map again, which this is not the point. I can't remember what I was going to bring up though. I was going to say something about. I read a long treatise on why just extend the Sunset Limited again is not like politically feasible. Not because people oppose it, but because of the way Amtrak long distance routes are created. they can't just like flip the switch and put it back. I don't know. It was an incredibly well written thing, and I wish I knew where I read it or had it on hand. But it was just like, it's not going to happen that way, and there's a reason Amtrak's pursuing it as a shorter, like, connect the dots service instead of an extension of the Sunset Limited because
change
of
the system.
Yeah, well, of course, but you know, it's just the way that that funding for long distance routes goes, and I was, you know, you can't like. It's much harder to extend an existing one than it is to create one from scratch. Was the point, I think.
Mm-hmm. There was one other thing.
What's that?
It's the perfect time. We like everybody's trying to deal with carbon offset, transit stuff like that. Amtrak needs to extend the auto train.
More auto trains.
Yes.
Because I don't know if y'all seen the Peter Dibble video yet on the auto train. But I don't know why the auto train service decided, Midwest service would be great because there's a lot of snowbirds that come from there and go to Florida. Well, the thing is, they went from Florida, so Orlando, all the way to Louisville. No one's gonna drive from like Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Toledo down to Louisville.
Yeah.
It's a long drive, and you're not gonna have the customer base. What we need is Chicago down to Orlando.
Yeah. Or, well, probably, like, you know, someplace right outside of Chicago. But I'm sure, TBA, you could probably name 50 different empty lots that you could stick an auto train loading facility in.
Think TBA, you're still muted?
TBA die.
He's still, I think he's still on the phone.
Oh, that's right, he got the phone call. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, I hope so too, but
yeah,
industrial. I'm sure you could find somewhere.
Yeah, industrial wasteland. I mean, I could go on Google Maps and find something in 30 seconds, I'm sure. But yeah, that's the point. It's just, there's plenty of space to stick a thing down there and then just use the same terminal. I mean, how long does the auto train linger at the terminal? Is there one there 24 hours or 12? Even if it's as many as 12 hours, you could sneak another one in.
Where's that Danny Harmon video that like explain? Like, it's actually really good.
Yeah,
I think they always have a train on the terminal. I think they kind of switch off. So I think they run 4 trains probably. So one leaves before the other one gets there and such like that. So 2 on the road, 2 in the terminal. That's what I'm guessing.
I mean, that makes sense in case one, breaks.
Yeah, then you send up the second one, and then that one breaks.
But it's not. It's a daily service, so it's not like you send 2 a day, stuff like that. Even though they should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just the loading time. It just takes forever to load an auto train, and I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even like, they don't do it very well. It's just, it takes a long time to put a lot of random cars into car carriers. I can imagine that it takes a long time when you're loading and offloading like actual, like straight from the factory cars, let alone random people's cars.
I just now noticed.
What?
I'm looking at California. It shows the California high-speed rail, but like I'm surprised it doesn't show Brightline.
I think this was made up before. I mean
maybe it was like pre-Brightline or something.
It might have been before Brightline West really figured itself out, but number one, that would be underneath.
No, I was gonna say I mean Florida Brightline.
That would be underneath one of these blue lines, and also, yeah, I think the thing is, it shows California High Speed Rail because that's another like federally or not federally public funded service. Thank you for finding the word that I couldn't find. Come on.
Yeah,
but Brightline is not.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
But at that point, I think this is just them trying to show off California High Speed Rail existing, and Brightline is sort of another kind of beast because at that point, just throw all the commuter systems onto this map. Where's New Mexico Rail Runner?
There also the Brightline West to Las Vegas. They don't have that there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking initially, but that would probably be buried underneath the existing line that goes to Las Vegas. like the one that's on this map.
Yeah.
Point is,
Um,
more trains good.
Yeah,
More train's good.
I know it wouldn't happen, but I mean, I mean, imagine like if the FRA like put in a mandate, like maybe for climate reasons or something,
Hmm.
put in a mandate that says you have to like every, I don't know, like every railroad. I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe every railroad, including like short lines and shit, have to offer some kind of passenger service.
Oh, now we're going
Even if it's a
untie the Staggers Act and just let it rip.
Yeah.
No,
like,
but
ABCs make a comeback.
for every mile of interstate built, you have to instate 2 miles of train service somewhere in the nation.
You know they'd make the weirdest line ever.
Oh yeah, they would
Run
pick
like-
like a former N&W coal route that just sort of winds through the hills. They'll connect 2 towns that are 6 miles away, but 100 miles away by rail, and they'll go, you know what, our work here is done. Let's build some interstates.
yeah.
Oh god. Speaking of new things, Amtrak announced the replacement sets for the Amfleets, the Amtrak Arrow.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
genuinely thought we were
Arrow.
going to talk about these a lot. They look good.
They look good, but I think that design is going to get old fast.
I agree.
I think it's just too much. Like the Superliner design, it's kind of classic. It's simple. It's just lines. And
I
that's
have
it. Silver with lines.
I have a hot take,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of people are showing these off and making statements like, welcome to the 21st, like America's finally unlocked the 21st century of like rail travel. And I'm sitting here going, these are just fancy coaches. It's just coaches and a cab car. Like,
It's not
this
like
is-
we put up the wires.
this isn't revolutionary. Stop pretending it is. They're just doing procurement, which, thank God, I'm glad. Like, they
Yeah, but
really
you're right.
needed
This
to
isn't
procure
like-
something, but this is not like the world-beating thing that people are making it out to be. It's just coaches.
Yeah, I completely agree with that hot take.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I am back.
Welcome
Hello,
back. We were just talking about the shiny new coaches that Amtrak's apparently going to buy.
Hey, has there been a train on this camera the whole time?
I don't
by
know.
any
I've had the
chance?
map up.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
It also looks
Um,
like absolute garbage last time I looked at the camera, so...
it's completely dark now.
Where's the other one?
There was a train maybe like 2.5 hours ago.
Well, that's something
I
we
don't
could
know.
always do. We could always just wind back the clock on one of these to get daytime.
That's also very, very
Why have we never
true.
thought about doing that?
Damn.
God, we're so stupid. Okay, let's finish the
Damn.
Amtrak thing.
Okay. Oh, there's so much.
I really
So,
hope you were getting
let's
close.
shotgun this. So we have Amtrak STB is going to investigate, or Amtrak calls for the STB to investigate UP's delays on the Sunset Limited because apparently Amtrak is fed up with being put in sidings and not allowed to go. And they don't go
As
that
they should
fast,
be.
but they want to go. So hopefully the STB will investigate that. It'd be nice if Amtrak could take over the lines that they are operating. That'd be nice in some way. They could do the whole thing with what was it? The Boston and Maine? They took
Oh, it was
over
Guilford.
the line.
It was Guilford.
Okay.
But yeah,
The
close
line
enough.
with that. Just do that. Just say UP can't run the railroad, so just take it over. It's fine.
Just do that with all of the railroads in the country at once.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm hearing is Conrail 2.
Yes. Hopefully, electric boogaloo.
Yeah, put up the dang wires.
I feel like for we're we're talking about Amtrak. For them to do better, they need to stop relying so much on like the freight railroads kind of just screw them over a lot.
Oh yeah, and there are
Yeah.
like plenty of laws in place that say the freight railroads cannot in fact screw you over, and no one enforces them.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
why Amtrak's calling up the STB and being like, "Yo, can we get some enforcement in here?" because they just had a good moment with the STB where the STB did the mediation thing in the Gulf Coast situation, and it worked out in Amtrak's favor. And this is Amtrak going like, oh, I guess we can trust you guys then.
What
please
happened is
help us.
Amtrak
Like,
probably
for real.
has a bunch of Zoomers and stuff that got installed in there, and they're just like, okay, we want trains. Because if you go to the transport Twitter, you'll know that they want more trains, and they want them now.
People do like trains, it turns out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people like trains.
Uh,
I feel like, you know, because the whole railroad strike has brought the attention to the railroads, the freight railroads, anyways, and kind of shed light on them being not so great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they garbage.
Now they're in some hot water,
Mm-hmm.
whereas
Rail too.
Amtrak here has been like, I feel like they're kind of in the good side of things still.
well, they also have the backs of probably all of the other carriers, or sorry, what am I trying to say? Shippers, I guess.
Yeah,
Is that what they
shippers, I mean, the
technically call
smaller
them?
railroads too.
Yeah, because they're just getting screwed over, and everybody's kind of done with it.
So, yeah.
Next article: Amtrak plans to service Mobile starting next year. Ooh, we
Nice.
can bring in the new year with new Amtrak service, which would be nice.
Yay!
Ooh, I do like this map. The like the one that with the legend enhanced services and stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
It's a very pretty map, but
Here's
there's a lot of things.
one more thing that annoys me, just while we're talking about the map again. Where the north-south line from Minneapolis-St. Paul to Kansas City crosses the California Zephyr, it's just like there's nothing there. It just crosses it. It doesn't mark a town or anything. It's just like these lines are intersecting in the middle of nowhere, apparently.
Oh, the one to Des Moines.
Yeah.
That is a lot of Iowa, though.
I mean, I don't disagree, but almost everywhere else stuff crosses, they name a town.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
at least there will be a train there.
Hope
they
so.
should do what they should do. Sorry, now I'm looking at it. Omaha, Des Moines, Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
because they can take Iowa Interstate all the way over.
Yeah, why would they not? Why is there not enhanced service to Omaha? Like, Nebraska's. People talk about South Dakota. Nebraska's been left out to dry too. I know nobody really lives there either, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amtrak Midwest could definitely send a train over there.
Well, if they get the equipment,
yeah. Oh God.
because Amtrak is running into equipment issues.
Still,
They keep selling everything.
that's part of it.
And all the new stuff doesn't work. So they
Also
sell it
true.
before getting the new stuff, and the new stuff doesn't work, and then they're just like, we have no trains.
Sorry, no trains. Amtrak, the new Amtrak tagline: "We're all out of trains." I'm here to kick and run trains, and I'm all out of trains.
Time to kick ass.
Just bring back like Bud cars and shit. Like not even RDCs, like Bud in general.
Well, that's what
Bud don't break.
Bud don't break. But my whole shtick has been like, the UTA is selling off their Comet cars, which we had an article on that somewhere, and I it's in here. The UTA is selling off their Comet cars after a very long will they won't they keep them, and I think Amtrak should just go buy them all up. Just buy them up, throw them on services that are short distance. Throw them on the Blue Water. Throw them on, the Wolverine. Throw them on the Downeaster. Take the Am fleets. Well, I guess the Michigan stuff is using newer cars, but
They should throw them on the Hiawatha too.
yeah,
On like the Lincoln Zephyr.
yeah, and take all the Am fleets you're getting off of that and put them on the East Coast long distance trains, or like the long distance trains that don't need full on superliners, like the Capital Limited.
Capital. Yeah.
Or sorry, the Crescent. Or sorry,
Yeah, the Capital Limited.
the Capital Limited, the
Why does it have
Cardinal,
superliners to begin with?
and the city of New Orleans could probably all do just fine with single-level cars. And then you have all these superliners freed up that you can fix your other equipment shortages. Like, you know,
The Texas Eagle.
it's not a perfect solution, but it's something.
But something that I want to question on this map, that one from Cheyenne to Pueblo,
Yeah.
why?
I mean, the front range is pretty heavily populated.
Like, okay, Cheyenne, Wyoming, I get it. There's a huge rail yard there and everything. To Denver makes sense. Like that, totally get it. But Pueblo?
Pueblo's a pretty major population
Pueblo-
center.
That there's an entire freeway, and basically
Wow.
everyone that lives in the eastern part of Colorado lives on that corridor.
Yeah, lives along that
Okay.
line. Yeah.
Okay, that actually does make
Well,
sense.
the thing that I was saying annoys me is just extend it to La Junta, or extend it to touch the
Right.
Southwest Chief. Make them touch.
Right? Make them connect.
Do they connect?
No.
No.
No, I'm looking at the open railway map.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, they do. Yeah, there's a track that goes straight from Pueblo to La Junta.
well, there's been a lot of
Oh.
talk in
Come
recent
on.
years about pulling the Southwest Chief to run through Pueblo. So it would continue east into Pueblo, and then it would go south towards Albuquerque. Which,
Seems that big.
Oh, see, that would be cool too, though.
yeah, it would make it take a little bit longer, but first of all, on a
no.
train of this length, it doesn't really matter. And second of all, it means that you get another major population center, and you connect with this hypothetical front range service, which not only Amtrak wants to do it, but the state of Colorado has wanted to do it for a long time.
And it would give you connections.
Yes. Connections, consumers,
Movies delivered to your house.
big train, long distance.
I could go from Chicago to Providence on Amtrak.
Yes, you could, and you should. Come visit. Anyway, what
I thought about
else?
it, trying to get
Can
out there to the
we
Big E.
speed run the
There's
rest of this
Louisiana getting more trains with the CPKC merger, hopefully. Let's see. Effingham. I'll just bring that up.
I don't know where that
Effingham
is.
is getting. It's in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
They're doing a
Sounds like
$2.5
someone
million
was
project
Sounds
to
like
upgrade
someone
the
was mad at
station.
Abraham.
And let's see.
This Amtrak insisting
Oh.
that they have not actually laid off anybody. The reason for the equipment shortages is not because they laid off a bunch of people. It's just because every other conceivable reason. Like, they're not being irresponsible with their workforce. They're the only major railroad that isn't. So it's just every other reason that they don't have superliners. For example, they keep crashing.
Yes, and Amtrak. I don't even think they've put out anything like, what is it called? What is it when you like put out you requesting someone to give you design stuff like that for replacements?
Oh, I know
more
what you
product.
mean. Like a proposal, or like an RFP, a request for proposal.
Yes. I haven't used that since college.
Sorry, I use that all the time. So that's, yeah. We're in very different engineering fields.
Definitely. So Amtrak has yet to do anything about superliner replacement. It's like apparently next year they're gonna, or no, currently they are 11% behind on capacity for long distance service.
Comet cars could help with some casual rearrangement.
And they decided, because of COVID and everything, it'd be a good time to reinvigorate the fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Take them out of service, put them in storage, and update them in a time where everybody's back now and they physically do not have capacity for the trains that they want. Because I know if they had more sleepers on the California Zephyr, I was looking it up, I think yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It is now $1,000 for a bedroom.
I mean,
Holy
they jacked the prices because they figured out they could.
They could, people will still buy it,
Mhm.
but even if you can, jack it up and put more capacity.
Yeah, they just don't have the cars to do it. They're the only people on Earth going, damn, I wish COVID didn't go away so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane.
They're like, I needed more time. I'm sorry.
And then the Siemens cars that were replacing them, they have issues. And apparently they haven't done the cafe cars yet.
Mm.
So Amtrak's trying to get rid of the Amfleet 2s, but they can't because the cafes aren't out yet. So capacity is just low all over the place. It's kind of terrible.
It's a mess.
Kind of. It's a little more than kind of.
They need to just commit to hanging on to these old cars as long as they can. Stop trying to get rid of stuff. Like you said, they keep selling stuff off, but they still need that stuff. I know the Talgos are their own monster, but
sell stuff when you get replacements.
Do not start
should.
selling Amfleets. Jesus Christ.
Again, it's weird. I mean, they even started selling Superliners. There's a guy who bought a Superliner diner. It's private owner in downtown Dallas. I went over there the other what was it, a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I know he has two of the X parlor cars that ran on the Coast Starlight. And now I went over there and he has a diner. It's like, Amtrak, what are y'all doing? Because even, what was the railroad? Western Maryland. They had Amfleets that they were using on their Christmas trains. It's like, why are these on the Christmas trains instead of being in use on the Amtrak system? It's just so weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Anyway.
But I think that's all I have.
Well,
I think that's enough Amtrak.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough Amtrak. Just kidding. There's no such thing as enough Amtrak. More Amtrak. Give us more. Point is, there's been a lot of steps taken in the last couple years to sort of make all of this, make the map and at least some modicum of expansion reality, or at least edging in that direction. And while the collapse of the Class 1 railroads, which we did not talk about this episode much, is sort of putting a damper on things, I really hope this momentum keeps up over the next, several years so that some of these things can come to fruition. Yes, Amtrak needs more locomotives that work. Yes, they need more coaches of all kinds. Sure, we might not need more bi-level coaches in the future. Replacing the Superliners with a bi-level coach is going to be basically impossible because you need it to be ADA compliant now. So they're going to have to do single-level trains, and they're going to turn into very long single-level trains, but whatever.
Elevator.
Elevator maybe. Or just having the doors on the lower level, maybe? Point is, yeah, they need more stuff. There's a long road to go from here before we even see anything that resembles the map. But at least it's better than that awful high-speed map that gets passed around sometimes. You guys
also,
know
it's nice. Yes, it's nice to see this map because what was it? 2 years ago, I think Amtrak came out with the full release plan saying this is what our goals are, this is what's coming, and then we get this, and it's like, oh, they're actually trying to go like big now. They're not just sitting there and like, okay, we have this corridor, we can do this corridor, and like sitting on their asses per se.
Yeah,
they're actually trying to get stuff done.
Yeah, it was like 2018 they released the map that was just like, yeah, we're going to shut down everything.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
The map,
I remember seeing that too.
Mm-hmm.
When the infrastructure bill came out and Amtrak got all the money. And there was that first initial map showing, I think, a few corridor service, but Columbus was...
Yep.
Sorry. Columbus was nowhere near being a hub for Amtrak where there's like six different trains coming out.
Yeah, it was just the 3C service. You're right.
Remember when Amtrak had all the service cuts too? They were running like tri-weekly trains, was it?
Yeah, during COVID. I'm glad we're mostly back.
Yeah.
The last train to come back was the Adirondack, and we're back. So
yeah,
I really need to ride
And,
the Adirondack. Anyway,
we
let's
can even see Amtrak improving upon themselves too.
yeah. Hey, they're trying, you know. Can't give them credit for, you know, can't knock them for trying, you know.
They haven't given up.
Exactly. Anyway, is there anything maintenance of way stuff? Does anyone want to plug anything? I have something important to plug, but I'll save it for my termination. Durban Model Works is down in advertisements in the dock.
Yeah, PSA to us, because I know I already said it, but PSA to anybody watching this in December 2022, or until basically I say it again, I'm not accepting any more commissions right now.
Yep.
I'm good.
Have you actually gotten commissions though?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
me, among other people.
Yeah, from
Oh, dude,
Ellis,
that's really
from
cool.
Billy's, from Ian. One of my friends has reached out to me for. One of my friends down here has reached out to me for stuff.
I'll be there next year.
Yeah, you're.
Oh man,
The
absolutely-
queue needs painting.
Jader, that's awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
You know,
Well, with that aside, latest train on Amtrak, guys. Milky's guess was the southbound Crescent. What are the other guesses?
well, my guess,
Holy
I
crap.
know that a lot of the country just got rocked with snow, so I'm gonna guess one of the ones that runs through the middle, and I want to guess one of the westbound Zephyrs is the latest train on Amtrak.
Westbound Zephyr. Okay.
I'll go eastbound Zephyr.
Eastbound Zephyr. Okay. Jader.
I don't know. I want to do. Fuck. Eastbound Lakeshore Limited.
Eastbound Lakeshore Limited. Okay, let's try and find that one first.
Dude, that train will get me to Boston for $120. Like,
Yeah,
bruh.
Lakeshore Limited is very cheap.
Like, bruh, I can definitely make that happen now.
You totally should.
I can
would-
definitely make that happen, dude.
If it wasn't such short notice, I'd say come for the Big E. It's the end of next
I know,
month.
but,
I've
you know,
thought
that's a next year thing.
Yep. Anyway, Lakeshore Limited to New York is on time at Chicago, Illinois. It actually just recently left.
It's
So
about
that's
that
not
time
the
for
latest train in Amtrak.
night
The
trains.
southbound Crescent, where is it? It's right here. 13 minutes late at Lynchburg, Virginia. Now let's look at the California Zephyr. Let's look at the westbounds first. There's a 3-minute late California Zephyr in Crescent, Iowa. There is a 45-minute late California Zephyr to Emeryville at Helper, Utah. Neither of those are obviously the latest train on Amtrak. There's also, looking at eastbound, there's a 24-minute late California Zephyr and a 14-hour and 11-minute late California Zephyr at Provo, Utah. And that is the latest train on Amtrak. Congratulations,
Damn.
Kevon. Honorable mentions to a 3.5-hour late Empire Builder and 3-hour late Sunset Limited,
Wait,
a 6-hour late Empire Builder, and a 6-hour late Southwest Chief.
hold on. Let me look now because what Empire Builder is late? I hope it's not
It's
the one that had 301 on it.
It's 7. It's way out in Montana.
It's going to Seattle, so
Yeah.
if you saw that today, then it's probably that one.
No, it's
No,
probably the
it's-
other one. It's probably the
to
one
be
at La
honest,
Crosse, which is
I
about an
saw-
hour 45 late.
I'll be honest. I saw 301 like I think at this point a couple weeks ago, so it's way over there.
Okay. It's probably been back and forth a few times then.
I think so. Listen, I literally lose track of time so easy at this job.
Nah, I get it. Alright. Then on to terminations. Kevon?
The Lackawanna is the best road.
The
Okay.
Milwaukee Road.
Milky posted this video, so I'm just throwing this in for him.
We got him.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Let me just replace this with...
I think it's awesome that he actually got that
speeder? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Super
really
duper
freaking
cool.
cool.
Jader, what is this?
I found this like guy's channel about like around Halloween last year. I was up at like 3 in the morning, couldn't was just scrolling through YouTube. So I guess it's basically this, or at least this one is this guy's travel log from a 1995 trip to Australia. And he goes and rides a bunch of trains, and it's just like at least to me, it's just cool to hear like the stories. He didn't like work for the railroad or anything, but it's still cool to hear the stories of like traveling around the world basically. Because and then the same guy, he's got this for Australia. He's got a bunch of Chicago stuff. TV, I'm surprised you haven't seen it. If you had, then awesome. But he's got some cool Chicago stuff. He's got a 30-minute, about a 30-minute thing in China in the late 80s where they were still running steam, still building steam.
Cool.
Very cool. If you have the time.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. That's very, very cool.
There's actually a YouTube channel. It's called It's History, and they do a bunch of cool stuff. They've done a bunch of cool stuff about the history of Chicago. They recently did, like last week, a little documentary on the Electroliner, the train from the downtown Chicago to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and how it got there and the whole history behind it. I think it's real cool on that kind of topic. But for my termination, I just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's if I don't get to be on another podcast until the new year.
Well, we actually won't have another podcast until the new year. The next episode is January 7th.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think the next episode is in the new year.
Which is why I'm doing this now. Coincident with the 10th anniversary of the original release of the Zombie Trade, a channel by the name of Ben the Train Kid has created a visual version of The End of Days, which was the story that I wrote and then read aloud. Brace for cringe. I mean, it's like 16-year-old me reading a story written by 16-year-old me. The visuals are fairly well done, I have to say. I did a little bit of advising on it, but it was all pretty much out of my hands.
Wait, they made it like a film?
Yeah, sort of. It's more of a slideshow, but yeah, they took it into Gary's Mod and they made up all these scenes and stitched them together. It's very, very neat. It took a lot of effort. I'm very impressed, and I had to plug it, especially because it is 10 years in 2 days from this recording. It is 10 years since I released that video, which started a lot of things. The Zombie Train is pretty foundational. It's sort of like the what's the word? It's the forgotten piece of foundation, the unsung piece of foundation of this group between like Warships, the Iron Horseman Chronicles, which of course came later, this podcast, and the Zombie Trade.
Yeah.
Are we approaching 10 years for the podcast?
The podcast. We must be getting close, but we're not that close.
I think
this is episode 198.
Yeah, but the schedule has been inconsistent forever and ever. Let's see.
200 episodes.
Let me look at my playlist while we're here, while we're celebrating, because this is our New Year's episode. It's going to be 2023 next time you hear from us. What'd you say?
We still need to get like Terminus like shirts or hats or something.
Yeah, I know. Just getting Iron Horseman like merch at all. The first podcast was released on May 18th, 2014.
Dude, here's the hat. It's the it's like a black snapback, and it's the board, right? Like the thumbnail board that's stitched onto the hat.
That'd be neat. We could just get the logo on shirts, Anyway, thank you all for watching this episode of the Terminus podcast. I'm your host, Ellis. I don't know why I'm doing the intro again. But no, thanks to you guys for coming on to this extra long Zombie Train Locomotive Versus episode, our annual. Thanks to any viewers that have stuck with us for this long. Steve and Wes for running the Locobase. Without it, we would not have the trading cards or anything like that. Virtual Railfan for not... oh wait, this is not Virtual Railfan. Who runs this camera?
I honestly do not know.
It's Tehachapi Live Train Cams. Whoever you are, thank you for not taking us down.
Yeah, hopefully it's no problem for us using your footage.
And
thanks you for providing it.
And thanks to Ben the Train Kid and those who helped, because I know it was not just him, for recreating the zombie train, because that was really something special and very cool.
That is actually really cool.
Yeah. And in case of an emergency, call Conrail. We'll see
Please don't.
in the new year.
Peace.
Bye.